This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are ready to rock. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful Wednesday. There we go. It's all this camera stuff. What's going on there? All right, there we go. Looks like we are locked and loaded and off and ready. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well out there. Hope you're feeling good on a Wednesday. It's a hump day today, which is always good because that means we're halfway through the week. I know we got a lot of things going on in our world, of course, with the virus going on. Man, a whole bunch of you already were locked. Well, you had it going on for a couple minutes here, and people were kind of locked in and all that. So we've got them all locked in. Let's see what we got here. We got a little RC in the 305. Yo, Big O, why Finn's going to make me cry? Finns aren't going to make you cry, bro. Come on. Life, look, we're going through some tough times, but the Finns are we're headed for better days, man. I'm telling you. Don't this ain't the same old Finns. Lewis Jones says Big O. George is chiming in. Go Gators is in. Manny Machine says empty big chair. Nah, it's, just we had Bill fire it off, and I was finishing up a couple things with the – it's such an interesting time now because, okay, so we're starting our radio show, right? And meanwhile, my daughter is doing her schoolwork on her computer because she's doing stuff, obviously, for schooling for college. And then my wife is on that Zoom thing now doing the teaching stuff. So it's like everybody's working, you know what I mean? It's like a normal work day, but we're all kind of in the same vicinity, in different parts of the house. So it's this is the world we're in right now, and we've got to adjust and kind of get it done. And listen, first of all, I want to, on behalf of Bill and myself, I want to thank all of you out there because we just completed the month of March, and it was our second highest downloaded month that we've had. We've been at this. We just completed 7 months. Okay, and in a couple days, we're about to hit 1 million downloads, which is amazing, by the way, and thank you again. And so it'll be fun to post that and all that out there. So, again, keep spreading the link on YouTube. Keep sharing this SoundCloud or iTunes or segments with other people or rants or interviews to get them on board. But we want to thank you because, we haven't had sports mostly this month. And for us to have our second downloaded, and I do a lot of reading and I do a lot of studying up to prepare for this show. I don't know if you know this, but podcasting is down. It's down 10%. Yeah, less people are podcasting. Right. I know. I get what you're saying, and so. It's weird, because we didn't suffer a letdown.
There's a combination of they have more time, they're at home, and there's more people at home and time to watch.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have watched Tiger King if I didn't have the time off. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't have had time to sit down and watch Tiger King, and we were able to knock it down in a couple days. So, it's just one of those things. So, we are blessed. And the YouTube numbers continue to grow. We're now, we're just a little over 100 away from 2,000 subscribers. So thank you for spreading the word there. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel when you come on and give us the thumbs up and share and all that. So I did want to take a minute to thank all of you out there because, I sat back with Bill yesterday after the numbers were done in the evening. And we were like, wow, this is pretty amazing that we've had these kind of downloaded numbers. And, I'm reading where podcasting is down overall, and which is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Although it might be more of a challenge for a lot of people to come up with material nowadays, and be able to come up with some talk and things like that. And I could see where it's a challenge because I have to do this every day to try to prepare. And I'm always like, okay, where am I going today? What direction am I going? What am I going to talk about? You know what I mean? And somehow or another, we find ways and different things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But it's an interesting scenario that we are in. It's an interesting time that we are in. So, but yeah, again, I wanted to take a moment to thank all of you out there because your support has been just absolutely amazing, and we thank you for that. And you're helping us now that a couple months ago we started the YouTube thing, and now that's also really growing a lot. And by the way, Philippe has done a really nice job of the makeover of the YouTube page too. If you haven't been to the YouTube page now, it's
alive.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the way it looks. So. Got all of that going on, so happy Wednesday to everybody out there. I see Go Gators. I see Bro Marsmelly. NorCal says, Big O, I want to hear the original Big O show theme. Is there a way to bring it back? I've been talking with Stephen Carter, and I do want to recreate it. We played it the other day, okay? We did play the original one the other day, actually. We played a couple of versions of it.
It's podcasted.
Yeah, it's all there. It's
Not last week. It was the previous week.
Yeah,
if I had
probably
to guess.
the week before where we did it. So yeah, we put it in there. You know, it's a time where we could do a lot of different things. And just to kind of fill the time. Where you be? I'm home, man. This is my home studio. Is where we're at. It's where we're at every day, except when we go out on the road. We're usually at the home studio. Man of 1,005 holds. This is the Big Chair Show. Yes, it is the Big Chair Show. LeBuck 13 is chiming in. What's up, Fins Nation? David Akers, good morning, brothers. And you got to say sisters, too, because we got ladies also here in the house all the time. Ready for another great show. I am a new listener, and I'm spreading the word about the Big O. Love the Real Fins talk. Keep up the great work. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. RC in the 305 says, anyone miss Uncle Neil? Every day, man, we miss Uncle Neil. That's the greatest, bro. Lewis Jones, Big O, what is your opinion on an accurate record for the Fins this coming year? Let me wait for the draft. Let me see what's going on. Let's give me some time on that. Let's see what the entire team is like. Let's find out what happens through training camp, if we have one, and the preseason. Let's see how healthy they are when they start the regular season. I can't give you that kind of an assessment without all of the information. And it's kind of like our experts here in this country during the coronavirus thing in the first couple of days, week and a half. They were like, we need data. We don't have data. It's hard to make now they're making a much better determination on what's going to happen. Why? Data. They've got data now. And so that's what it's all about. I need data, my man. I don't have enough data yet. I don't know what the whole team is like. I don't know what injuries happened to them or to some of their opponents in their divisions or whatever. I need to have all of that. And then I'll tell you how many games I think they're going to win. But then again, how the hell can you count on me for that one? I said 0 last year, and they went to 5. So, I'm not going to be a good judge of that. Emilio Nunez, ooh, what up? It's been a while, but I'm back. Good to have you back, my man. Flipside Fishing is in. Let's see. Go Gators goes, I know what you mean. I have to do my classes online as well. Thank the Lord I don't have to do that anymore. Wow. I am so happy that I went to school in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s. I am so happy that I went to school in those days. I didn't like school in the first place. Okay, if it wasn't for PE or music class, I had no interest in anything going on. A little bit of English, but outside of that, I really didn't enjoy school. I more enjoyed hanging out with my friends, going and skip classes with Bill, and having a second lunch, and really important things. Go to the beach, hit Hollover with the ladies, that kind of, I did the important things in high school.
I was going to say, man, what about newspaper? What about yearbook?
Actually, that's very, and photography. That's true. I did like photography, newspaper, and yearbook. But that's because I didn't have to be in the stinking classes. They actually gave us assignments to go out of the class. See, I went to school when you were allowed to get in your car and go to lunch. They can't do that nowadays. That is... No, bro. You can't do that to me. Especially in Hialeah that we had so many cool places to go eat. But anyway, so Go Gators is chiming in. NorCal's chiming in. He says, just shared the station on my Facebook page. Thank you. Ty is in the house. Alan C. And you notice how we mention new names every day on the chat board, and that's a really cool thing to see it growing the way it's growing. I think, as more and more, especially the hardcore Dolphin fans, they find out more about this show around the country, around the world, and that's the beauty of being on YouTube. You end up, appreciating this because you're going to get your fix all the time when it comes to Dolphins talk. And I'll tell you, we've been getting a lot of Tua talk, right? And I trip out on this Tua talk because I'll put it this way. when you watch ESPN, you know who Laura Rutledge is, right? Really good-looking girl, the blonde. She sounds great, by the way. Smooth delivery. Like, she knows her stuff. Like, she's good. I like her.
Wasn't she in Florida?
Yeah, I think so.
When Urban Meyer was
Yes, I think so.
There was some.
I think so. But she's good, okay? Because before I say this, I don't want it to sound like I'm being sexist or anything like that. I'm going to do the same thing to her that I've done to everybody else. I'm always going to be fair. And I'm not trying to slam her, okay? But I've prefaced everything I could possibly say. She's talented. Yes, I know she's good looking and all that good stuff. But she's a competent broadcaster. Like, when I watch her, I respect her, okay? So I like what she does. I think she's really good at her work. But having said all that yesterday, I'm hearing her break down Tua's, workout that he had individually, and she's telling me about the throws he had and that he was only off by a couple, and those couple were a couple of inches off. And I'm like, Laura, you're repeating what the agent tells you. What, the sidekick of the agent is telling you. You're not there. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about all of these people. When somebody tells me, well, he's healthy, that doesn't mean crap. And because he threw a couple of footballs, I'm not going to go by what Tua says, by what his agent says, by what his trainer says, because they can't be objective. So until I can actually see the guy literally, when we go to the East-West and the Senior, you got a taste of it for the first time. They can tell you all they want about a specific quarterback. Until you see the guy personally, you really can't tell an arm strength. What did Joe Theismann say yesterday? We played it on the show. He's not even convinced of Tua's arm strength. Okay? Now, maybe he hasn't seen it live, because on TV is one thing. You really can't tell on TV. Like, we bragged about the Princeton kid because, my Lord, you walk onto that field at the East-West Shrine game and you're like, who the hell is that? What helmet is that? Because you don't really watch Princeton football, so you're not even going to know the damn logo on the helmet. And you're like looking at the damn roster like, who is this kid? Like James Morgan, you see him throw some nice touch passes, and you're like, okay, well, I've watched him at FIU. I know who this kid is because I know him. Okay. I wanted to see Anthony Gordon for myself. I watched Jalen Hurts for myself. I watched Herbert for myself. You know what I mean? These are the things. I knew nothing about Jimmy Garoppolo. But when I saw him at the East-West Shrine, I started telling you guys as Dolphin, hey, this is a guy that maybe in the third, fourth rounds. He then blew up the following week, got the late invite to the Senior Bowl, and the rest is history, and everybody else then finds out about Garoppolo. But these are things like, do I watch Jimmy, I think, what was it, like Middle Tennessee East, Central State or something that he went to? He went to some small school that I don't watch. I have no idea who he is until I saw him at the East-West Shrine. And Laura Rutledge can tell me all she wants. She can repeat verbatim everything that somebody else told her. It means nothing to me. Just like if you tell me he's healthy, it means nothing to me. Anybody can get healthy. The question is, can you stay healthy? That's the problem with Tua. Yeah, he's had plenty of injuries. He's recovered and gotten healthy and then got injured again. That's his problem. It's the part that comes after he gets healthy again. Is he durable? You know what I mean? And so it's just this whole process is a joke. And there's no accuracy to it. It's just fluff. Laura Rutledge can't give you any proper context. She can't give you any substance because she's not there. And no NFL team is there. No general manager is there? I mean, really, if they were super confident about it, okay, why don't you put out the entire video? No editing, no nothing. Put out the entire video.
Exactly.
Every throw, every drop. Show me all the drops. Show me that he's planting. Okay? Not that he's drifting and throwing the ball. No. Show me that he's planting and throwing. Okay? That he is moving those hips. You know, all those kind of things. And even that said, it's still not enough because you still can't be durable. But, I mean.
Did you do it for 5 minutes? Did you do it for 45?
Right.
When he gets done running, dropping back, running the little cone thing that he did to the right, does he limp? Is there sore? You know what I mean? All that.
No, how are you today after that workout the next day?
Right.
You're not going to tell us. Oh, he had some hip soreness. He had this. They're not going to tell us. You know what I mean? If it's that good, and don't go putting out on video one throw. No. Show all throws. I mean, if it was that good of a workout, then let's go. Right? Don't have some mouthpiece talk about it and give it to somebody that's just going to relay the message. And then, you know what I also love on ESPN? They make it sound like Laura is the ultimate authority on Tua. No, she's just a person that the mouthpiece is talking to. That's it. That Tua's PR person's talking to Laura. Doesn't make her an expert. Doesn't make anybody an expert. That's this whole. That's why from the get-go, I've been steadfast on this thing. Okay? You can't touch that kid. You shouldn't draft him at all. If they draft him at 5, again, I'll understand. I'll disagree, but I understand out of desperation and out of the chance that he can stay healthy. There's no way you trade up for that kid at all. Okay? I'd rather take a lineman at 5. But I just laugh at the silliness that goes on with Tua.
When you pick him, that alone is a risk.
Right.
Why put more at risk?
Yeah. It's just the coverage of Tua gets more and more ridiculous. Why? Because we're desperate. We're desperate for information as media. We're desperate for content to put on radio, on TV, and all of that. You know, that's right.
And even more so now.
Yeah.
We're starved.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, it's been a miracle for us that for the last couple of weeks we've been pretty much, been able to talk about sports as it. Hell, it's already 11:30. I know we started a little late, but it's heavy sports here still, which is amazing actually to me. I would think we would be talking more pop culture and more crazy stuff going on.
I don't know how the hell you're doing it.
Yeah. No, it's an odd thing. It really is. But then again, we're in odd times. What are you going to do? 786-322-1105 is the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. That's a 24-hour talk show. And as we always tell you, man, give us the thumbs up there on the broadcast and share. In the share button, grab it, share it to somebody, send it to them on a text, send it to them post it on Twitter, post it on Facebook, all of that. Big O, what do you think about Derek Tuska, DE from North Dakota State? We like him. We talked about him. Was it the East-West, I want to say? I think he was there at the East-West. Yeah, that's definitely like him. He's one of those guys that's going to go in the early third day probably, and he's got a really nice motor overall. He is definitely one of those middle round type sleepers. I saw where my boy Omar Kelly tweeted out yesterday, And it was funny because we've been talking about this on the show for a couple of weeks now. And ever since free agency happened, what was free agency? Was it last week or the week before? It was 2 weeks ago, right? Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. And so my man Omar Kelly tweets out that he has now noticed that Chris Grier attacked free agency by grabbing players that are the weakness of the draft. And so I retweeted back to him. I said, "Man, took you a little while to kind of figure that out, and that's been the point from the get-go. Because on our show, we told you this wasn't a great pass rushing draft, right? And what did he do? He went and got several pass rushers.
The weak link was defensive line.
Yeah. Well, for us, but what I'm saying, the weak link in the draft.
Right. Well, right.
There just isn't a lot of pass rushers. And so that's why Chris Grier went in that direction, right? And then the other thing is, it's not necessarily deep at corner. So he went and got an outstanding corner. Because at 5, if he's there, you can get Okudah, but if you don't, but then there starts to be a drop-off later on. And so he went and got a shutdown corner because he wasn't really going to get one early on in the draft because he's not really drafting Okudah, and there's a good chance that Okudah may not even be there. Whether he is or he isn't, who knows? I think he will be, actually, but whatever. Some people think that Detroit will take him. But my point is that, he attacked certain areas, especially on the pass rushing side, because he had to. He had no choice. Now, he didn't have to go out and get a tackle because you have enough picks at 5 and 18, or 16, I'm sorry, that you will have an opportunity at getting a tackle in those picks. And he knows that because you're going to be able to get one of the top 4 or 5 tackles at 5 and at 16. So you have an opportunity. If you feel like taking 2 tackles, you can do. I don't know if they will, but they might. Let's see. China has concealed the extent of the coronavirus outbreak in its country, underreporting both total cases and deaths. The U.S. intelligence community concluded in a classified report. Yeah. Shocker. China lying? Wow.
No.
Wow. All right. Well, that's coming across the wire. That China's a bunch of liars.
Jimmy Garoppolo, Eastern Illinois.
There you go. Isn't that like
you're only 500-600 miles short? You're in Tennessee in the mountains.
Isn't that wasn't that Romo's place too? I think that was look at Romo's college. I think it was also Eastern Illinois. Anyway, so I was laughing at that, and that's why I would suggest a lot of people to listen to our podcast, listen to our show every day. We usually have a pretty good feel of what the Dolphins are going to do, have done, will do, are doing. We usually give you a pretty good translation of what's going on.
Brother, that's impressive, man.
What?
Tony is.
Oh, okay.
Eastern Illinois.
It's not. It's just you get lucky and you remember some things. There's a lot of times you don't remember a lot of stuff that goes on.
Is Eastern Illinois the team that played Florida State down here in the Orange Bowl, and they were hanging with them until the second half when, obviously they're outsized, and it just,
I don't know.
They, ended up taking over.
I don't think so.
It was one of the Illinois schools,
Okay.
and it wasn't the Illini. It wasn't the Illini, no.
Okay. Cameron Cox says a naturally injured QB. That's how you're labeling him? I like that. That's DraftKings FanDuel GPP says, if Adam Schefter said Miami isn't on Tua anymore, I believe it. Well, all I know is I wouldn't draft Tua at 5. That's all I know. The Raging Dolphin Maniac says, morning, Big O. I hated grade and high school, but I loved college. Interesting, huh? Okay. Big O, have you watched Ozark? Alan is asking me. No, I have not, and everybody tells me about it. I know season 3 just dropped. I have not watched it, but so many people have told me that Ozark is really good. Let's see, what else do we have here? Dennis Aker says, I know what you mean. Oh, my wife is a teacher up here in Melbourne. What else?
That was Northern Illinois.
Okay.
I knew it was one of the Illinois, and they hung with them for the first half.
Yeah.
The second half, the difference, in size, 20 pounds at every position, they just took them over.
I really wanted Tua during last season, but listening to your reasons, I'm with you guys. I think getting him would be a mistake. It's just a fear of that the injuries will continue, and then that puts like a sour taste on everything. NorCal says, one of my Dolphin contacts brings up Tua every time we talk, and we speak about 1 to 3 times a month. I told him, I hope we stay away from Tua till pick 18 or 26. That would be a hell of a bargain if you get him at 18 or 26. That would be amazing if he lasts that long, because this league is so desperate. I just don't see it. But think about this. Without working him out or the physicals or sitting down and having a thorough conversation with him, I could see where people then get scared and don't draft him for a while.
I mean, Love, Herbert are going to be gone by 26 probably.
Oh, for sure. By 18, they'll be gone.
By 18, yeah.
By 18, they'll be gone. Troy says Miami has 7 picks in the 5th rounds or later. Miami claimed a lot of players last year. Does Miami need these picks? Should they use them to trade up? Well, look, Troy, you trade up when you find the player. It's a player that, look, you're going to have your draft board, right? Magnitude 7.7 earthquake confirmed. Where was it at? Croatia. Okay. Anyway, so look, you trade up for, when you do your draft board, okay, these teams are going to have players that they target. And then there are specific players all throughout the draft that they really like, right, at specific spots. So like you're saying, if they have extra picks in the later rounds and they're in the 5th round and there's a guy in the early part of that 5th round that they want, then they will then package a couple of those guys because they felt that that guy was a 4th or 3rd rounder and has slipped in their eyes. And so now they want to trade up for him. So, Troy, they could make that move, and they've done it before under Chris Grier. The question is, the answer to that is, we won't know the situation until it comes up. So, yes, it's a possibility, but again, it has to be somebody that they're already targeting, and then that person becomes available, and they're available in the latter part where they didn't expect them to be, and then that's when they start to use that extra ammo to move up. So, yes, it's a possibility, just like if they like Jordan Love and they don't want to use number 18 on him because they think he'll be gone at 15 or 14, then they use 18 and another pick to move up to 11 or 12 or whatever right before somebody else picks at 13, 14, or 15, and then they pick Jordan Love. That's kind of what that could happen also with the Dolphins. Okay, we don't want to touch our 5th pick. We want to get that, excellent player that's going to be there at number 5. So at 18, we can kind of play with it a little bit. And maybe that's what they do. I don't know. But that's how the scenario comes up for a trade-up. But it's got to be, and that the problem with that whole scenario, Troy, is that you and I don't know exactly the players that they're targeting, who is it that they would trade up for. That's the unknown, my friend.
Kansas City, Houston, that draft, they moved up. They traded up, both of them.
Yeah.
Kansas City went to 10 and got Mahomes, and Houston right behind moved up and took 12 and got Watson.
Yeah. So trading up is an option for the Dolphins. It's just, I'm sure it could happen. But again, it's just, we don't know what they're targeting. And if we find something, then it could be a possibility. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. The show is brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. and they're at 1841 North State Road 7. Go see Steve Ostrov and the family out there. We'll be out there broadcasting live tomorrow. The number one volume sales dealership in the number one volume Toyota dealership in the Southeast United States. And, of course, they've got over 1,500 cars and trucks. They will give you a selection that is second to none. So get on down there. You want to buy or lease a vehicle, 90 days off till you make a payment. Give us a couple minutes. Back with more right here on The Big O Show.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We're back.
This is the Big O Show.
We take you, I don't know how long we'll go today. I never know how long we'll go sometimes here on the program. We'll do our best. We will last as long as we can.
We're going to go about that long.
Yeah.
About that long.
About that long, exactly. Yeah, exactly. As long as it takes me to go through all this material. So, there you go. We got a bunch of things to talk about. Well, the NFL has approved their, and, you know, it's funny because they were talking about, well, the owners are going to get together to see if they approve the 14-team playoff schedule. Like, that was going to be in any doubt. Like, there's an owner sitting back going, you know, I don't know if we want to invite more teams in the NFL so we can make more money and charge more for our packages. I mean, really, is there an owner that's going to say, nah, you know, guys, we're making enough money. Do we need to make more money?
Wild card week, we don't want 3 games.
Nah.
We want to keep it at 2.
Nah. The only thing I like about it is that, boy, teams are now going to be killing themselves for only 1 bye week. Because now it's not 2 teams in each conference in the bye week. It's only 1 in each conference. So that's the only thing. Look, we've talked about this already. This is just a money grab. The NFL is doing nothing but watering down the playoffs, watering down the product. They don't care. It's just about making money. That's all. Suckering you guys in for another team that gets in, and you'll buy the shirts, and you'll buy the seats, and you'll buy the club seats, and you'll spend millions and millions, and they will rack it all in. That's all this is. Okay? Like I've told you guys in the past, it's not like that 7 team really is winning the Super Bowl. And once in a blue moon, it'll be a really good team that has a bad year, have a bunch of injuries, and they get in as a 7 seed, and then they advance all the way, like let's say the Giants did or things like that, that they weren't really a 6 seed, but they went on to win it all because they were really talented. That kind of stuff. But normally, the 5th, 6th, 7 seeds, those teams aren't going to win the Super Bowl. They don't really have a shot. It'll be just something flukish that'll happen every once in a blue moon. And with the 7 team, it's going to be rare. Because like I've told you guys before, the 6 team, if you look at it the last couple of years, they rarely even deserve to be in the playoffs. Just like our Dolphins when they made it a few years back in 2016. We didn't deserve it. It's just, everything
that
went that way.
Pittsburgh game, we were
You
were
could tell they were
outmatched.
outmatched. Yeah, please. And this year, the 7 team would be the Pittsburgh Steelers with the Duck at quarterback. That's what would have gotten in. That Steelers team that finished the season with the Duck at quarterback. Really? That's the 7 team you're going to allow in the playoffs? That's the kind of team you're going to allow? So it's all this is just a way for them, because that's what the NFL owners are doing every year. They sit there and they wonder, where else can we unearth revenue? We don't have enough. We need more. And this is it right here. And then eventually the 18th game is coming. That's all. They give you the excuse now at the 17th game, well, we're going to have all those international games. And then this doesn't take away from some of the home games for a lot of teams, that they're losing that 8th home game. Please, it's not an excuse. You're just adding it for the money. And then eventually you'll add the 18th game because you'll say, well, it's uneven, the schedule. We want to even the schedule out, That's all. And then it's more football and all that. And I love football, man. But please don't sell me the BS. I know what you're doing. Shut up already. Go ahead. Count your money, man. Enjoy it. I know what you're doing. And you're not doing anything for the betterment of the game, okay? Because that's not bettering the game by making the playoffs even more mediocre and adding more mediocre teams to the postseason that they don't need to be in there. That was the beauty of the original way you had things in baseball. The best truly got in, and that's it. And you only had a few spots, and it made it precious. Now you're watering it down a little bit more by adding a couple more playoff teams and that silly 1-game playoff. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous. But, hey, the NFL's the NFL. They will milk whatever they can. Hey, I know Omar Kelly is your boy. Any chance you can get him on for an interview? Would love to hear you guys go back and forth about the Dolphins. I guess I got to repeat this over and over and over again. I've been asked this several times. Omar cannot be on my show. Not because I don't want to. I love Omar like a brother. He is an awesome guy. Omar is fantastic. He's really good people. It's just he is getting paid by Intercom. Maybe that won't happen now that they're, firing a whole bunch of people, unfortunately. It's a terrible business. And that company is going to be close to bankruptcy. So maybe, just maybe, Omar stops being a worker for them, an employee. And when he does, then I can actually invite him on. I can also invite Armando Salguero on. But Armando's working for radio.com. And eventually that will end too, and I'll be able to get him. Baldinger, I can't get him on anymore because he's got an exclusive deal with radio.com. Those are guys that I've normally had on, but they got deals exclusively with them. So that's why they're on there. That's why. But eventually those deals will go by the wayside. It's a cheap company. You see it there. It's happening, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So eventually we will get Omar on. Eventually we'll get Armando Salguero on. Eventually I'll get Brian Baldinger on because eventually everything in Intercom is going to go to crap because it's a terrible company. So, what are you going to do? It's a poorly run company. And then again, when you have really stupid people that you hire to run, Because that's really the major problem with Intercom is the executives don't know. They couldn't find their assholes with a funnel. Okay? Basically. All right? You got just dumb-ass people in that building here in South Florida. It looks like a stupid company overall because they purchased way too many stations and they've been losing their ass. That's why they've been firing people left and right because they just don't have the money. They're just cutting corners. That's why when they tried to move into that new building, they didn't even have the money to finish the building. You know what I mean? So, you see it and everything that's going on. Everything's done at an incredibly cheap level. It's penny pinching at its finest. And it's usually because of the executives that they have running and the programming people. It's not the talent. It's a lot of good people have been fired there at Intercom. It has nothing to do with that at all. It's program directors, it's station managers, all those kind of people. Men, women, they got people there that just, they don't belong there. That's all. And so they screw everything up. They don't know anything about radio. They don't even listen to their own product. So how does a salesperson sell something they don't listen to? Anyway, so there you go. That's the truth that you won't hear anywhere else. Someone answer this question. 42 by 10 by 1024 molecules of water into grams. What the hell is that? Ace, what are you doing? Is that your homework or something you want us to do? Ace Calibor. Someone answer this question. 1.42 times 1024 molecules of water into grams. Somebody help out Ace with the homework. Because Ace is listening to us and doing the homework online. Now, that's our kind of student. Wants to listen to the show, but still is doing the homework. Adrian Gonzalez says, beautiful day here in Jacksonville, 63 degrees, sunny. Jags fans, Los Pobres. Yeah, it is tough being a Jags fan. Let's see. Mike Shanahan, Romo, Jimmy G, Sean Payton all played at Eastern Illinois. Thank you, Ty. Appreciate you. I say some of the writers are nuts. We are not leaving 5 and going up and giving up our picks. Too much of a painful season to just blow out our load. Stay safe. Drew Bow, I agree with you. They shouldn't do that. But what are you going to do? Mark says, Big O, Dish Network has a YouTube channel where you can watch YouTube stuff, so I have you on the big screen. Really? Wow, that's cool. That is cool. And by the way, I also want to say, Mark, was it Mark that said that? Wait a minute, where is it? Yeah, it is Mark. Mark, if you have me on the big screen, I want to apologize to your family members that are there. Any of the kids, if I'm scaring them with my face, because I know I'm not necessarily a pleasant-looking guy. I'm no David Beckham, so I do want to apologize for that. Okay?
I'm glad you said it, so I didn't have to.
Hey, man. I am.
Or anybody else.
I am brutally honest about it all, even myself. Did you guys see that we will have, okay, so we got a couple things to look forward to. All right? First of all, if it does happen, we're going to have UFC 249 on the 18th of this month, correct? On the 19th starts the Michael Jordan documentary, 10-piece documentary. So we got 10 days of that, correct? On the 23rd of this month, we have the NFL draft, and I still don't know what I'm going to do, okay? I have no idea. But we'll do something. I don't know yet. We'll do something. We'll figure it out. So we'll have that on the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th, right? So we have some kind of sporting events coming on. Now, how big are you into golf? Do you watch golf?
The majors, I'll take a look at the British, obviously the Masters, yes. Probably the last one. What is it? The FedEx Cup, the Players Championship, the one that Tiger won.
Okay.
That's the one. Remember that at the end of the year?
Yeah, I got you.
And everybody, yeah.
Okay, so you'll watch some.
The big ones.
But you'll
okay?
watch more now that you're trapped up, right?
Well, if it's something to watch that's live.
All right. Live. I got it for you. According to Tom Curran, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson are planning to square off in a 2-on-2 golf event to help the coronavirus relief efforts. Now, did you listen to what it said there? 2-on-2. That's because NFL icons Tom Brady and Peyton Manning will join in the Superstars in a match organized by AT&T's Warner Media and the PGA Tour. A source familiar with the negotiations tells CNBC the match pitting Mickelson and Brady against Woods and Manning would be a rare sporting event in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, which has spurred game cancellation suspensions across professional sports. NFL icons Tom Brady and Peyton Manning will join superstars Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson in a golf match organized by AT&T's Warner Media. And the match pitting Mickelson Brady against Woods and Manning would be a rare sporting event in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. The person who requested not to be identified as negotiations are still being finalized said the event would likely happen in May and would benefit charities. Though nothing is official, the event could take place live on Turner Sports or elsewhere in the Warner Media Company, but it's unlikely to be featured on pay-per-view. Yeah, right now with the country going through hell, I don't think you want to do a pay-per-view right now. I think you want to do something like this that's free to everybody. Okay? Plus, advertising-wise, it opens you up to everybody. Because, again, everybody's going to be watching. So news that Brady and Manning could participate in the event was first reported by golf journalist Robert Lucidich or something like that. Officials coordinating the event also plan to feature stars throughout the PGA, NFL, and NBA that would include Hall of Famers Charles Barkley. Barkley also assisted in the 2018 Turner Sports broadcast event with Woods and Mickelson. When they squared off head-to-head, the pair played in a $9 million winner-take-all prize in Las Vegas, which resulted in Mickelson beating Woods on the 22nd hole. Okay? This is very different than anything golf has ever done in the past. Woods said of the 18 event, we're able to showcase our sport in such a different light and all different technologies we're going to be bringing to this event. We want to do it differently than any other golfing event has ever been done. So there you go. Now, the deal will value with a total package of the rights being about $700 million. Oh, no, this is something else. This is on the golf tournament. Okay, no, this has nothing to do with that. My bad. That figure has nothing to do with that event. My bad. Anyway, so that would be cool. I'm not the biggest golf enthusiast on television. I've said this so many times over the years. On TV, I can watch the final day, at the end, the last couple of holes because they're coming down the stretch or something.
The back nine.
Not even the back nine, bro. It has to be like the last 2 or 3 holes. It can't be that much. I cannot sit there and watch golf for hours. I can't stay up. It'll bore the crap out of me. I need something more. Now, live, like I've done with Doral, I don't know how many times, that I can do all day. I can literally walk around and hang out with a golfer for a couple of holes and then go find another guy and follow the galley there and go for a couple holes. That I can appreciate. That I enjoy to watch. I enjoy appreciating that. I love the atmosphere, walking around, cigar in hand, that kind of stuff. I need the cigar, by the way. It's really important to have the cigar while I'm out on the fairway. But that kind of stuff I can do. On television, it's never been in my DNA. I just can't. It bores the crap out of me. Now, last 2-3 holes, and they're playing, for that final for the win, then yeah, I can watch it. But sit my ass there all day long and watch golfer after no, dude. No. I can't, bro. Can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'm going nuts right now. I could watch miniature golf or pickleball. We need ESPN El Ocho. I'm with you. So you're saying you have a face made for radio? Yes, George. Yes. There's no doubt I have a face for radio. Big O, I remember the good old days in 560 when they had the Mad Dog, then Hank and Neil. Missed those days. I'm with you, man. You mean when we had like Greg Reed and he had balls and he actually like he got it? Yeah, I remember those days. Damn, Big O, tell us how you really feel. I mean, what do you want, bro? Nico goes, I would love an Omar versus Big O interview. Sign me up. It's not versus, okay? I don't do anything against Omar. Omar's my guy. One guy says, unmute Mike Abdullah. I don't know why we'd have to unmute it. Nobody's complaining about the sound. It's been going on. It's fine. It's fine. It's working. Not sure what's going on. Maybe it's your mic that's off. Maybe you've muted it. But you got to look up there, Abdullah. You might be doing something wrong there. And this is the first time I kind of even address Abdullah. Is it Jansen? Jansem. So you might be new, so you might be doing something wrong. But welcome aboard. Well, if you can hear me, welcome aboard. Hi, Abdullah. Hello.
You got to move the mic if you want him to do lip reading there, buddy.
Yes. Anyway, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. But I will watch that because I won't have a lot. And you'll have Peyton Manning, who you know is going to crack some jokes. Tom Brady's kind of a stiff, so you're not really going to get any. That's the one thing about the GOAT, right? The GOAT has, like, little to no personality. He's like the GOAT is like a robot. I guess that's why he was able to put up with Belichick for 20 years, because he's a robot. So it's kind of the same guy. I guess that's why Belichick was, he epitomized our culture and was a leader of all our culture and all that. Yeah, because he's a stinking statue like you are. So Tom Brady is a statue in the pocket, and he's a statue out on the course. Because Tom Brady's not going to make you laugh at all. Now, is it a mistake to make it Manning and Brady? Now that I think about it, why not Manning and Romo? Because Romo's actually like a really good golfer. Like, he's in those pro-ams like winning. Okay?
I want to say that he made the cut.
Oh, yeah, no, he's done it. He's made the cut. No, he's good. He's got personality. He's sure to choke at the end, so that's entertainment. You know what I mean?
But that would make it lopsided because Romo probably is so far superior to Peyton. You know what I mean? It would unbalance, competitive.
I got you.
You know who would be
so
cool?
Who are you picking, Mickelson, Brady, or Woods, Manning? I'm going Woods, Manning now.
Yeah.
I think Brady brings down Mickelson.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just out of the way I'm looking at things, I think Peyton Manning is a better golfer than Tom Brady. And I've never seen either guy golf. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Peyton Manning is a guy that has practiced it more probably, and I just think he's going to be the guy that is going to be better suited for all of this. Romo would have crushed both guys.
You know who would be a cool guy to have?
Who?
That's got personality and everything? Russell Wilson, man.
No, but he doesn't have the personality you really need. He's too decent of a human being. You know what I mean? It's like,
No envelope pushing.
yeah, no, Russell's just too nice, bro. He's too perfect.
He's going to stay within the box. And
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Russell just won't do it. I think you'll get more color out of Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes has, because see, he makes fun of himself in commercials. You know, the A1 steak sauce commercial where he's using ketchup or whatever it is, and then the Head and Shoulders commercial where Polamalu throws the hair and he just gets a little fan with his hair. So he has, he'll make fun of himself. He'll be self-deprecating, and something tells me that Pat Mahomes, if he plays golf, he's going to kick ass. It's just one of those things. You know what I mean? So who would be, because let's be honest. Okay, so you're going to get the women to watch for Brady, correct? I mean, that's what it is.
That's a pretty safe bet. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get the women to watch for Brady because Peyton Manning's not the woman guy. Tiger's not the woman guy. And Phil Mickelson's got bigger boobs than most women. So, okay, forget that. All right? So those guys aren't there. So you got the eye candy in him, right? Is Romo considered eye candy for women? Because, I know I hear enough about it from Brady. Women love Brady. I mean, they will. Most of your wives will divorce your asses, on the spot. If Tom Brady's outside knocking on the door going, come with me. And that's it. It's like, honey, I appreciate you. I appreciate the kids, but I'm out of here.
Give me a hall pass.
Yes.
Give me a hall pass.
No, forget hall pass. The bitch is leaving you forever. She's gone. She's history. Okay? This isn't a hall pass. She's gone. She's gone. Okay? She's like, I'm out of here. I'm leaving you and the Corona kids behind, and I'm out. So anyway, who would have been the better choice than Brady? Because I think Peyton is perfect for this because he's got personality. So even if he sucks at golfing, he will entertain you and he'll do something. I think Tom Brady is going to be a complete stiff out there, right? And he's going to be too serious for the whole event. Then again, I think that's why now you know what? They should have stuck Brady with Woods because they're both kind of stiffs. Although I will give Woods a little credit. He now has become a little bit more human now. Somebody must have switched out his robot blood and he's got a little bit more human in him. He's got a little more personality. He's now being more of a normal person nowadays. Still a little reserved, but not like he used to be, that he walked around with a force field that you could never get in. So who do you put in besides Brady? And does it have to be a quarterback? Do we go Gronk?
I was just going to say, does it have to be sports? You know who would be awesome? That plays a lot of golf.
Alice Cooper?
Bill Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray, yeah. Yeah, that would have been really good.
But then you'd have to maybe bring Romo because he's a decent golfer.
Right. I don't really know how if these guys are good golfers at all. Dandy Photography says, love the show. I almost agree with everything you say. I think we are soul brothers. That means, Dandy, there's something really wrong with you. Anyway, Danny Amador says, hey, Big O, do you ever do the draft talk last weekend? Yes, it's up, dude. Do you subscribe to our podcasts? It's there, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. I did it on Sunday just because of your request and others. There's 25 minutes? It's 25 minutes of all draft talk. 25 minutes. So you got it all there. Let's see. Abdullah Jassim says PP soft. Okay. I don't know what PP soft means. Does that mean flaccid? All right, we move on. Big O, what is your current mock draft as of today, considering we keep all our picks? I don't have a mock draft. I'm taking Tristan Wirfs at 5 for the Miami Dolphins. I don't think I've changed. Have I changed at all for months now on Tristan Wirfs? No, I think I've been steadfast on that. I don't know about your mock. Give me Tristan Wirfs at number 5. I've been saying it from the get-go. Let's see. Dolphins him. They should have gotten Shaq and Charles Barkley. Wow. You know, now that I think about it, I know you're saying it for a joke because they both suck at golf, but it would be entertaining to watch them hack. Like you see Tiger in a smooth hit, Phil, the lefty, smooth hit, and then you got to watch Shaq and Barkley hit the ball and spray it all over the place and screw up. That's actually not a bad thing. That would be really entertaining too, because they would be ripping on each other. You know what I mean? They'd be playing jokes on each other. Now,
the guy that's the greenkeeper.
They would also make Tiger Woods incredibly uncomfortable.
The greenkeeper at that whatever course.
Oh, yeah, done. Yes.
Like, are you serious, man?
Yes. Yeah.
You're going to be hacking my course?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, they'll be doing it. No doubt. I'm with you there. Adrian Gonzalez says Brady would be going out on a limb considering Tiger's knee issues playing golf. Yeah. Yeah, but Tiger's been playing well, dude. If you remember, I mean, he's played really well lately. He even won a green jacket, so let's give him some love. We have an XTCX. He retracted, or she retracted the message. But the fact that you named yourself XTC, I love that. The question is, are your senses working overtime right now? That's what I want to know. How many of you did I just lose with that? XTC, senses working overtime. There's a bunch of you looking at going, what the hell's he talking about? All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. If you want to get in, it's really simple. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. Small reminder, we're on again on Saturday on Sirius Mad Dog, 8 to 11 a.m. Saturday morning. And Sirius XM is offering a 90-day free trial. So if you haven't taken advantage, go ahead, and you can listen to us on Sunday morning on Mad Dog Channel 82, doing our thing from 8 to 11. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more right here on The Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We're back. Don't forget, folks, to give us the thumbs up while you're watching, and of course, share the YouTube page with others out there. Send it to your friends. Tell them about the show. We're on every day. We give you several hours of talk. Usually, it's a lot of sports talk. We're still doing a lot of sports talk here on the program, which is pretty amazing overall that we are still doing a lot of sports talk.
It hasn't been erased. It is sitting there ever so conveniently waiting for your command.
I love it. So during this coronavirus fiasco that we're in and this war that we're in against this thing, and we'll beat it. We're going to win. Okay? We're going to get through it. Sadly, we're going to lose way too many people on this earth, but we'll get through it. Joe Buck, everybody knows him as a reporter, and he does a great job, obviously. And he has been voicing now videos that people are sending to him, like they're regular videos of them doing all kinds of different silly things, right? So let's give you a little taste of Joe Buck doing play-by-play of America's home videos.
Little play fake. Jab to the left. Now breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Is the turquoise ball ever going to be caught? That's the question. It's getting tighter. It looks like a 4-marble race. Oh, we've had an accident, and now the turquoise ball is behind. Now he's got it. A bullseye. It's happened. Tom Martin has stunned himself. Two-handed. Whoa! Wow. Back into his face, and now Adam doesn't feel so good. Sorry, I love you. Kiss. Life's hard. Suck it up. That's just the way things work in this world. Again, beautiful shot. Here's a video that you don't want to watch anytime near lunch. This will absolutely light your world up. And this turquoise ball now is running fourth, now is running third.
Now you see, so Joe's been having some fun with this. Hey, listen, we all have a lot more time on our hands nowadays, right? Although I seem to spend my whole day trying to find material to do this show every day, which is crazy. But we do. Somehow or another, we're getting it done. And this is some of the material I found. So Joe Buck, it was on KMOX on Monday, and he now says a follow-up to all of this. He says some of the video that fans are sending his way are straight up not for, on-air purposes, and he'd appreciate if people would stop doing it. He goes, I've had a couple submissions of, let's say, a man and a woman that just doesn't seem appropriate to put my voice in this stage of my life, Buck said. Maybe later in life, but not now. Joe says people should not try to sneak it in behind seemingly normal videos either, because he claims he's going over every benign video with a fine-tooth comb. I look at these videos very carefully and pick the ones that seem the most wholesome to put my voice to. And so people are now sending him home porn. Hey, man, people have more time on their hands now. So you're home with your girlfriend or your wife, and you're like, hey, Joe Buck is doing, play-by-play of home videos. Honey, let's make a home porn, and maybe Joe Buck will put his voice to our home porn. Now, it would be awesome if he actually did it, and he put his voice to some of those porns. That would be fantastic. Do you know the internet would break, okay? Like it would crash if he would do that because that would go so viral, okay? I mean, come on, man. Are you kidding me? Joe Buck is calling your sexual experience? That would be pretty cool. Pretty funny, I got to say. What do you think? You're going to send him a porn?
No, it just, people do the craziest thing, man.
Yes. Yeah. That's is that crazy enough for you right
See,
now?
I could see, let's get ready to rumble.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you get sued for that because he has a copyright for that. So if you do that.
You know what? Yep.
Yeah. You can't.
He pulled a Gene Simmons, right? With the $$ sign.
You can't sing Happy Birthday anymore, and you can't do the Ready for Rumble thing. You will get sued right away. You can't sing Happy Birthday anymore on air. I don't know if you've noticed that. People don't sing it anymore. They might say something short or something, but you really can't sing the Happy Birthday song anymore. Or if not, you will have to pay some kind of rights fees or something like that. John Santos says, I work at Publix Deli part-time. Management told me I can't wear my face mask. I don't feel safe working at Publix. I'm going to stay away from the deli until the coronavirus is over. I don't blame you, man. Let's see. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, bad golf or drunk golf is way more fun than watching a game that's played well. Amen to that, dude. Amen to that. I'm with you, bro. And when you're playing, playing is fun. Like the few times that I've played, that's fun. Even though I'm spraying the ball all over the place, who cares? I'm having some fun. I'm drinking my beer. I'm having a cigar. I'm screwing
really cool?
around with the guys. I'm laughing at my shot. They're laughing at my shot. That kind of stuff.
Being where we're at, in the city, man, everywhere you look, there's concrete, metal, like you actually could get out on the golf course, and it's just a spot where there's just grass.
Yeah.
And trees.
Right.
Yeah. Have a beer, chill.
Right. Yeah. It's not a bad thing. No, my only thing is watching it on television. That's where I completely struggle. I'm not the guy that can watch it on television. I just can't. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. As you all know, that all these sports have been canceled. The one sport in town that was about to make their home debut, they had just made their debut in the league itself, was Inter Miami. And they had played 2 games, one against L.A. and then the other one against the United, right? And they were about to play their home game, and it got obviously shut down. The league got shut down, so we haven't had that opportunity. As you all know, David Beckham is one of the owners of Inter Miami, along with Jorge Mas. And David and Victoria, by the way, they've got a couple of pennies. So they have now added a Miami skyscraper to their portfolio. The famous couple reportedly dropped $24 million on a 5-bedroom condo in Miami's 1,000 Museum building, which is a 62nd-story structure. That's a marvel on its own. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The one with the X's, I think, is the one. It's really cool. It's a really, really nice building. Anyway, the Beckham's new pad was designed by late architect Zaha Hadid and was completed just months ago. So it got that uber-modern look to it, featuring big open rooms and gorgeous views of the city and ocean. The 5 bedrooms will come in handy for the family of 5, and their new home also comes with its own fancy swimming pool and rooftop helipad. That's right, baby. It's a must-have item. That way you can go to and from the stadium. I wonder if there's a helipad at the stadium. I got to look for that. You know that, I don't know because it's right next to the airport. I don't know if they're going to be able to fly in. You know, now that I think about it, will he be able to build a helipad at Miami Freedom Park, which is right by the airport?
They should be able to, because I could tell you this, helicopters fly into Miami International. So there's got to be a way that they could route, and stay out of the path of landing. Remember, there's times when they're taking off in the east direction. There's time when they're taking off in the west direction. There's going to be a lot to factor in there, man.
Yeah. So I would imagine they should be able to. But if he's able to do that, then he can helipad right in from his condo in downtown, right, to go to Fort Lauderdale for the games now. I don't know if they have a helipad over there. But there's got to be a spot. Well, again, that's also next to an airport. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know the particulars on that. But my man's got a helipad. So at least whenever he does land in the airport, he can fly over. It's a badass roof, man. They got the picture of it. Check it out. For those of you out there. Look at that. That thing is awesome, bro. That is nice. And it looks like it's a track that has all the way around the helipad. I don't know what the hell that is. 25, what is it, 24 million? $24 million. You know how nice that thing must be at $24 million? Wow. That's awesome. All right. 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line.
He could pretty much build a helicopter pad wherever the hell he wants, man.
No, I know. I don't know the FCC rules or the laws because the Fort Lauderdale Stadium is literally next to an airport. Like literally next to an airport. So I don't know what the rules are flying in with his helicopter from his pad to there. Will he be able to land there because you're next to an airport? And then, I mean, the Miami Freedom Park, you're away from the airport still. So that one I think you will be able to get away from it.
Mel Reese, think about it, man.
I know they're in the flight pattern.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Usually taking off too.
Again, I don't know the rules. I don't know if it's just you need clearance.
I can tell you from living in the Springs.
Hey, Clarence, you got your clearance and go land. You know what I mean?
Clarence, Victor.
Yep.
Helicopters fly into Miami International coming like basically Hialeah, Miami Springs.
Right, because they go on the west side of the airport. They don't go on the east side.
On the north end of the airport.
Yeah, I can see that, on the northwest.
And that's what it would be. You kind of have to go around and,
Yeah. Again, I don't know what the FCC laws are and all that stuff, but I would imagine he should be able to heli in.
He's got the money to get whatever he wants.
Oh no, the money's not the problem. It's FCC laws. He can't. His money ain't going to change FCC laws. The FAA laws. Why I keep saying FCC? FAA laws. Sorry.
And you that has a private pilot's license.
Oh,
right?
No, I never got it.
What?
It was weird because I passed the test.
I know you did.
I passed the test.
Man.
I got like a 93 on the test. I did really, really well. But then I didn't follow up with it, and because I didn't want to be a pilot after that. After taking the lessons and after doing the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, which I was learning how to fly a plane. I was like 18 years old, and I was learning how to fly a plane. I was taking lessons over in Opelika Airport. And I was flying a Cessna 172 because the 152 is a two-seater. The 172 is the four-seater. Okay? So I was flying the four-seater, the 172, with my teacher. And so she, in order for me to pass the test, one of my final exams has to be that I land the plane, kick her out of the plane. In other words, she steps out of the plane and steps out. She stands on the runway, and then by myself, I have to take off, go around the airport, land, take off again because it's landing and takeoff at the same time. You land and then you take off again.
Touch and go?
Touch and go, exactly. 3 of them I had to do. And then you know, on the 4th one you land and then you pick up your teacher. Okay? By the way, my teacher had like 38 D's. I got to tell you something. I should have gotten bonus points for concentration. Because that was just hard to concentrate with, you got your teacher next to you and she's got these cannons and you're an 18-year-old kid. Do you know how your hormones are like on fire at that time? That was I've never talked about that. That was a really difficult time for me. I was trying to there's pressure. I'm trying to learn how to fly and there's like every time I look to my right there's these giant things there. And they just they kind of kept you a little mesmerized. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's just not easy. It's not easy to concentrate sometimes. Sometimes things break your concentration. And that was something that kind of broke my concentration a little bit. So, yeah. So after I passed the test, I then didn't follow up, didn't bother to get my license, didn't bother because after I passed the test, I went to my dad and I said, after I've done all this, I now realize I don't want to do this. And he goes, well, then don't. I was my dad, rest in peace. I'll say one thing about him, man. I'll say many things about him, but there was one thing. That dude never pushed me into anything. It's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Because, it's how it is. When you're growing up and you're in your 16, 17, 18, 19 range, and you're trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do in life? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't figure out to do radio till my early 20s. I just had jobs, and I just didn't know what the hell to do. I even ran a supermarket for 2 years before I got into radio. And I certainly learned I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. That is the scariest time.
You practically lived there.
Yeah. That is the scariest time for all of us when we're young, is that any of the kids that are able to find what they want to do from the get-go and they go right into it, man, bless you. Wow, you guys are phenomenal to be able to do that, because that's a gift, man. A lot of us, we struggle and we don't know what the hell we're going to do, and we're trying to figure it out. And, that's all I would say is do what makes you happy. That's what I told my daughter over and over and over again, which, by the way, she got great news. She got phenomenal news.
Is it back on?
She gets to go to Harvard next year.
Yes.
Harvard called and
awesome,
because it's canceled this year, but they told her you're in for next year. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So she's trying for something else now. It's even bigger.
I'm not surprised. That's,
I don't want to say
I can
anymore.
remember you guys. No. Hey, look, you've been take the summer off. No, even harder, even more. You're like, man, wow.
Yeah, my girl doesn't let up, man. She's pretty amazing. Anyway, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Also breaking, we talked about it, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. We told you that Wednesday the decision would come down. Wimbledon has been canceled. Not postponed, ladies and gentlemen, canceled. It's over. So there will be no Wimbledon this year. It's the first time it's been canceled since World War II. Okay? First time Wimbledon canceled since World War II. And I got to tell you, I mentioned this the other day. I don't watch a ton of tennis anymore. Not like I used to in the days of Connors and McEnroe and all of those kind of guys.
Bjorn Borg.
Bjorn Borg, Lendl. All that era, I watched it religiously. And the women's side, too, with Chris Everett and, from Mary Jo Fernandez and Steffi Graf and Navratilova and all that stuff.
Jennifer Capriati.
Jennifer Capriati. Jennifer Capriati was always better on grass. Anyway, since we're talking about Wimbledon, I figured I'd throw that in there. It's a known fact. She was great on grass. Anyway, so the fact that I don't watch as much as I used to, but that's the one tournament that I watch more than anything else. I probably watch more Wimbledon in one tournament than I watch the rest of the year tennis. Like I'll watch, a set here and a set there, and it's usually women's. I rarely watch men's. I don't watch men's that much anymore. Joker is the one guy that I really, that's my guy. So Joker's been the guy that I've watched for years. That's the one that I will say. I do have to admit, I can watch Joker in any tournament. I turn on and Joker's on, I am watching. I do love watching that guy play. He's my favorite tennis player.
More than Federer?
Yes. Joker's my favorite tennis player. He's been my favorite tennis player since he was really young. I became a Joker fan. Even before he really became super dominant, I was a Joker fan. I love Federer. I mean, who doesn't, Federer's like perfect, dude. I mean, but everybody loves Federer, so it's too easy. He's just so likable. So I'm kind of I'm a Joker guy. I like him. But I don't watch a lot of tennis. I will admit, overall, I'm not watching, especially on the men's side. I'm not watching a lot of men's. Women's, that you'll catch me watching a little bit more because I enjoy it a little bit more.
Man, Flushing Meadows, U.S. Open, man.
Yeah.
That's,
huh?
To me, because of the crowd, the noise,
right.
It's Wimbledon is so reserved and uptight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Obviously, it is awesome. I mean, Boris Becker back in the day diving all over the place, grass stains. I mean, Wimbledon is the top. It's Masters in golf.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
It is. But there is more drama, more nighttime. U.S. Open, man, it brings it.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, I got no problem with the U.S. Open. It's just I find myself watching a lot of Wimbledon. And I don't know, maybe it's the coverage, too, that they take it to another level, and they give you a lot of human interest stories and those kind of things. So I can see, where maybe that's why it leads me in that direction. But it's a real shame now that Wimbledon has officially been canceled. This is look, what we're learning with this coronavirus now, okay? What we're learning is appreciation. And even if you don't, like I told you, I don't watch a lot of golf. But now when Tiger and Phil play with Peyton and Tom, I'll watch all of it. Because maybe I'll watch a little more golf now when it does come back. Maybe I'll watch a little more tennis when it comes back. Maybe I'll watch a little more NASCAR when it comes back. Maybe I'll watch a little more hockey when it comes back. Maybe I'll appreciate all of that a little bit more when it comes back. Because I watch all Panthers hockey. I can't tell you I watch the rest of the league. Maybe I will now. Maybe I'll sit and appreciate it a little bit more. Because, man, right now I could watch a couple of horse races. You know what? I wouldn't mind sitting at Miami Hialeah and watch a couple guys play Hialeah right now. I mean, anything right now. We're dying for – I watch UFC all the time. I don't really watch the prelims. I might enjoy watching every prelim now if 249 comes up on the 18th. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those deals, man. I'm going to appreciate it a little bit more.
You're going to book in that coverage, man?
Yeah. That Suns-Sacramento King game? I might just sit and watch it a little bit more next time. Because that's what think about it. This is the life we're in right now. There are no new TV shows pretty much unless they were already recorded in the thing locked and loaded and ready to go. But if they need any kind of editing or anything else, they're there. They're waiting. So no new shows are being filmed. Nothing's being recorded. Nothing's being edited right now. So you only watch whatever was already in the can. And that's very little left. And there are no sports. You can't watch a new soap opera. You can't watch a concert. You can't go to a play. We can't do anything. There's nothing going on. It's very little. Thank the Lord for social media. Seriously. Social media is considered this evil thing at times. And I look, social media, there's no doubt can be a detriment to society for many reasons. But then there's a lot of positives with social media. And let me tell you, during this coronavirus, quarantine that we're all in, if it's not for social media, that's something that we've never had in these kind of situations. When the world or countries were locked into their homes for other viruses and other pandemics, they couldn't talk to each other except if they picked up the phone. And then whatever was on television is what you saw. And I'm sure back in those days when we had those kind of pandemics, there were only a couple channels on television. Now we've got hundreds of channels, but a lot of it is repeating everything because, again, like I just said, they can't record anything new. They can't put anything live. Can't do anything right now. And social media has kind of saved our asses because we can communicate with each other. We can entertain each other. And we've got entertainers that are doing all kinds of things, from singing to acting, watching the scenes in Italy when people are singing outside their balconies and honoring the first responders and all those kind of things helps all of us, man. And the social media end of it helps us all stay connected and realize that, we're all one and we're all going through a lot of the same things. So thank the Lord for social media, because that might be where you get your new episodes every day of what goes on in this world. And that's also your way of escaping, because if you're not watching a rerun, a repeat of something on television, you're going to the news and what is it? Wall-to-wall coronavirus coverage. Not easy, man. Not easy. You know that story we told you about China lying? Well, China has concealed the extent of the coronavirus outbreak in its country while underreporting both cases and deaths. It's suffering from the disease. U.S. intelligence community concluded its classified report to the White House. The officials asked not to be identified because the report is secret and declined to detail its contents. But the thrust, they said, is that China's public reporting on cases and deaths is internally incomplete. Two of the officials said the report concludes that China's numbers are fake. The report was received by the White House last week. One of the officials said the outbreak began in China's Hubei province in late 2019, but the country had publicly reported only about 82,000 cases and 3,300 deaths. According to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University, that compares to more than 189,000 cases and more than 4,000 deaths in the U.S., which has the largest publicly reported outbreak in the world. Let's see, what else do we have here? While China eventually imposed a strict lockdown beyond those of other nations, there has been considerable skepticism of China's reported numbers, both outside and within the country. The Chinese government has reportedly revised its methodology for counting cases for weeks, excluding people without symptoms entirely, and only on Tuesday added more than 1,500 symptomatic cases to its total. So there you go. China, you're a bunch of liars. But then again, who the hell is surprised by that? Way to go. Way to put the rest of the world at risk. Or maybe you just created that virus on your own so then you can infest the rest of the country and ignite your economy, since your economy was going to crap.
Does the UN do anything to them?
I don't know. I don't know what the UN can do. I don't know. Hey, Big O, looks like Miami Dolphins management trying to get the first overall. T-Bone, they're not getting the first overall, and you can go listen to whatever stupid-ass reports you want. They're not getting the first overall, okay? All people are saying is that they're going to try to ask, and everybody that needs a quarterback is going to say, hey, do you guys want to trade Joe Burrow? No. Okay, we're gone. So, T-Bone, if you want to be stupid enough to believe it, then you go ahead, bro, and you go ahead and follow the dumbass story because they're not getting the first-round pick. They're not getting the first overall pick, okay? Look at what the Bengals have done. You know, this is all the same thing as tanking. Same thing. All the people reported tanking. We kept telling you there was no tanking. They're just building with youth. But go ahead and report whatever you want. They go win in 5 games, and now people say, hey, you know what? They were building with youth. Oh, really? Well, that's what we told you. But go ahead, bro. Believe whatever you guys want, man. You know, oh, they're going to go crazy with their money in free agency. No, they're not. They're going to buy young players in free agency. If they spend money in free agency, it'll be young. What happened? Young. Okay? They're not trading for the freaking number 1 overall pick. They can inquire like every other team, but they're not getting it. Okay? Their draft,
you have to inquire. If you're not, you're not doing your job.
Every team will inquire that doesn't have a quarterback and is close enough to move up. They're all going to inquire. Okay? Again, T-Bone, bro, think for yourself. That's the problem in this country. Too many of you are sheep, and you just repeat, and you don't think for yourselves. That's why one person says tanking, and they all go with tanking. One person says, oh, they all want to get traded off the team. Then everybody says it, and it wasn't true. Everybody didn't want to get traded off the team. Everybody quit on the Dolphins. No, they did not quit on the Dolphins. That's the problem. Think for yourself. Look at what the Bengals have done, my brother. Do you see how much money they spent in free agency? Do you know that they never spend money in free agency? Go look at what they did, how they built what they spent, because they're trying to put the best possible team for a rookie quarterback. And then the rookie quarterback asks, hey, you know that A.J. Green guy, you're going to keep him around? We are now, yes. And they go and tag him to keep him around. And they're going to draft a receiver and let A.J. go at the end of next year. That's what they'll do. But they'll use him this year to keep the quarterback happy. They've done everything that shows you they're keeping the quarterback. Think for yourselves. Look at what's going on. Analyze things. Assess it. Don't go by what somebody else says. Because if you listen to them, Miami's tanking. If you listen to them, you know, oh, no, they're in love with Tua. Maybe they're not. You don't know that. Hell, the owners already said months ago, well, that guy's injured. I don't know about that guy. I don't do the picking, but, you know, that seems to be a guy that's injured. Go ahead. Repeat what these guys are saying. They're not getting the number 1 pick. Everything Cincinnati has done is because they're drafting Joe Burrow. He's the Ohio kid. They're not going to pass up on that quarterback. There is no way it happens. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, make sure you call Nunez Law and reach out to them. They will definitely take care of you. If you have any issues when this whole thing is done. What else do we have here on the program? We've got a bunch of things that I want to talk about on the show. Did we take that second break? Not yet?
I was just wondering when you were going to.
All right, let's do that. All right, let's do it.
You're 33 minutes into this half.
All right, yeah, let's take a quick break here. 33 minutes in. We did 33 straight minutes here. Well, you won't get in radio ever. Anyway, 33 minutes is more than you get in an hour overall. on local radio.
That is an hour, actually. You
Yeah.
just did an hour. Congratulations.
Yeah, we did an hour of regular radio because that's what they talk about, 27, 30, 32 minutes. The rest is all breaks and all kinds of stuff. And prayers to all the folks over there at Intercom because I know they're going to make a whole bunch of more changes. And I'm sure a lot of good people. Outside of management, talk about the on-air people, producers. Those are the good people in that building, and some of the salespeople. Unfortunately, some of those people may lose jobs, which is just unacceptable. But it's a terrible business.
Between that and newspaper, man.
Oh, well, the newspaper's disappearing.
Yeah.
Radio is more about incompetence. It's not really any. I mean, it is kind of a dying thing because terrestrial radio is kind of dying in itself because podcasting is killing terrestrial radio. And all these owners are like, wow, what am I paying for this tower and on this building and all this overhead? And, it's like, that's it is what it is. People are learning the hard way. And the rest of you that are following shows like ours, this is where it's going, man. This is where we're headed. All right, let's take a quick break. We do want to remind you that the show is proudly brought to you by Craig Zins, Acura Pembroke Pines. And remember, we got some great deals going on right now. ILX 209, TLX 249, RDX 339, MDX 349. They've got an Acura appreciation event going on right now. If you're a current Acura customer and you're looking to buy or lease another vehicle, they're going to give you $500 off, part of the Acura loyalty program. Also, if you're looking to buy or lease a vehicle, 90 days, no payments to make it an easier transition for you during these tough times. Get on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard. Go see Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out there at Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Okay, here's an attempt.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are back. See there, New York Governor Cuomo is on there. I'm seeing a stat, 391 people have died in the last 24 hours there in New York. I mean, the numbers for the death in the country right now are 4,300. It's climbing fast now. Because now we're seeing, now everything's catching up, And so as we stay in our houses, the people that are sick, well then, okay, those are the ones that, we will be the last, round.
It's the
of people.
inertia, kind of like a
Yeah.
boat.
Right.
It keeps going, you
Right.
know, and that's
And then it should fizzle out because
But
we're
Fosse
all
told
home and we're not we're not passing it around anymore.
Fosse told us right out the block.
Yeah.
What you're here. It's 2 or 3 weeks down the road.
Right, it's behind you. Right, exactly. So yeah, it'll take a couple weeks and we'll get through it, man. But yeah, it's just to see the numbers climbing, and they're going to start climbing faster now because the numbers are going to be bigger in every state. They will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Obviously, New York has got a problem like nobody else.
And it's not hard to look.
Wow.
Yesterday, what was it? 5 states had an increase of 1,000 cases. So with the cases increasing, obviously the deaths are
right.
And it just the next 3 weeks, man, it's going to be absolutely tear your heart.
Yep.
It's going to be bad.
Oh, as a researcher, I must clear this up. SARS-CoV-2 was not made in a lab. The virus has evolved with a hook that now easily attaches to cells and enters them. Bad things evolve, unfortunately. No, I get it, Dougie Fresh, but I still don't trust the Chinese, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I hate to generalize, but don't trust them, bro. Don't trust them. I don't trust the Russians either. So look, I'm not a chemist. I'm not a doctor. You know, there is somebody in my family trying to be one. My normal family, because
she will be.
Well, she will be one, but I do have actually other doctors in my family because Alzheimer's. It's a couple of Alzheimer's actually. My uncle, who's an orthopedist, is probably one of the more famous orthopedist doctors here in South Florida in the last 50 years. But anyway, I don't know anything about this stuff. But all I'm saying, if it's possible that it could have been triggered inside some lab somewhere in China, I just wouldn't put it past them, man. I wouldn't put it past them because their economy was crap. And now we don't hear anything anymore about their economy, you know? And all we're hearing about is what this is going to do to our economy. That's all I'm saying. It's, you know what, man, once you're on this earth long enough, and you know what, I had this conversation with my daughter because she's young, you know, and young people are impressionable and young people are naive. And although my daughter is pretty savvy overall and pretty street savvy too, because I've kind of drilled it into her how people can be out there. And I told her, be careful, because there will be people that will try to spread this virus on purpose. And we've already had it. And every time I find one of those cases and I read an article of somebody that was trying to spread it on purpose, I send it to her. She's like, you've made your point. Leave me alone already with that. And I go, okay, I just want to remind you, there's some bad people out there. So that's all I'm saying. Dougie, you probably are right, and my dumb ass is probably wrong on this. But I just can't tell you that I trust the Chinese. And, you know, you tell me that it can't be made in a lab. I'm just saying I'm not smart enough to know whether it can or can't. And there are people that are way smarter than us. And I just wouldn't be surprised if it was lab-driven. That's all I'm saying.
It's not outside the realm of possibilities. Bottom line.
I just don't.
Yeah.
In this world, man, I just don't trust people. I'm sorry. That is just that's what I've grown up with, unfortunately.
The origin and stuff like that, I want to say I remember hearing something about somehow bats being involved.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
Festering, carrying, whatever, they helped.
Right. Mark says China's a permanent member of the UN Security Council. Basically, it can do nothing to them. Well, you got to prove it too and all that stuff, and they could blame it more. You know what they'll do about fudging the numbers? They can blame it on incompetence and just say, oh, well, we didn't realize it, and, we're firing that person. And that's it, that kind of stuff.
It was way out in the sticks, and we didn't have a man on the ground.
Yeah. some crap like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something along those lines. All right, our Dolphins are part of this article that I read. Brace yourselves, okay, because there's some news coming out of it. It's not good. It's worse for Bill, actually, reading this article because it actually really trashes the Bears. And so
They deserve it.
In this Sporting News article, they go over the free agency moves of certain teams and what were the best deals and what were the worst deals. So let's go over some of this from Sporting News. Okay? Best deal at quarterback. You know what they labeled it? Was Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. 2 years, $50 million. Okay? Worst deal. All right? The Bears.
Jimmy Graham.
Giving up a 4th-round pick to the Jags so they can get Nick Foles. We're talking about the quarterback.
Oh.
And he's still getting $21 million guaranteed. Okay? So
for the next 3 years.
They gave him a D grade. Running backs. The best deal on the market they felt was Todd Gurley's 1-year, $5 million deal with the Atlanta Falcons. And I could say that would be a good deal if he's healthy and he can run. If he looks like what he looks like the last couple years, it'll end up being It won't be a bad, terrible deal because it's only $5 million. It's not really the end of the world in today's NFL. I know $5 million for you and me is an enormous amount of money, but in their cap, it's not really a big deal. $5 million if they throw it away. They're trying to hit on gold for $5 million. And if he ends up being a bust, whatever, it's not the end of the world.
And our Atlanta got him based on geography, right? He went back home.
Yeah. Worst deal at running back was the Houston Texans adding David Johnson. Swap of 4th-rounders with the Cardinals. The Texans essentially got Johnson and a 2nd-rounder for DeAndre Hopkins. Okay? And he is in guaranteed $10.2 million this year. They gave him a D for that one. And by the way, they gave Atlanta B- for Gurley. Okay? And they gave Tampa an A for Brady. I didn't give those. Wide receiver. Best deal out there? Cardinals, of course, trading for DeAndre Hopkins. They got a hell of a star for him to go along with Kyle Murray and Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald and Isabella and the boys. So they got an A, okay? Plus they tagged Drake, so they're keeping him. Worst deal, as expected, the Bills. They ended up trading the world for Stephon Diggs. They got Diggs in a 7th-rounder, but they gave up a 2020 1st-rounder, a 5th-rounder, a 6th-rounder, and a 4th-rounder in 2021, which, again, is just way too much for Stephon Diggs, who, by the way, is also injury-prone. Tight ends. Best deal on the market, according to Sporting News, was the Browns signing Austin Hooper to a 4-year, $44 million deal. Should help Baker Mayfield, and they gave him an A. Worst deal was the Bears signing Jimmy Graham to a 2-year, $16 million deal. A guy that's got an absolutely chewed up knee, and just
$9 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
The last couple years, he's had Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, and he's caught 3 touchdown passes in 3 years.
33. Well, he's 33. That's why.
Yeah.
3 years, 3 touchdowns, 33. He wants to kind of stick with his age. So I kind of get it. Offensive tackles. Best deal, according to Sporting News, was Jack Conklin signing a deal with the Browns. 3 years, $42 million. They clearly needed a tackle to help out their Baker Mayfield so he can find Austin Hooper downfield. Worst deal was the New York Jets signing left tackle George Fant, which I agree it's a terrible deal. 3 years, $30 million for a part-time guy that's been a backup his whole career pretty much. They gave him a C-. Guards center. The best deal, the Broncos. Graham Glasgow, 4 years, $44 million. They needed, obviously, to beef it up for Drew Lock and improve the run game. They got an A. So Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon will have a better line because Graham Glasgow is there. Worst deal, our beloved Miami Dolphins. How about that? That's right, Eric Flowers getting a 3-year, $30 million deal. What did they write? They said, good for Flowers for resurrecting his career at guard with the Redskins after being a first-round tackle bust with the Giants. This is good recovery contract-wise for the 25-year-old. The problem for the Dolphins is that he's more of an average solution for a big problem. There was a bit of desperation with this move, spending just to spend. They gave him a D on that one. And Eric Flowers is the reason why I gave the Dolphins an A- in free agency. Okay? Why? Because Flowers was terrible as a tackle, and he played 1 year as a guard and was good for Washington, but I don't know if it was an aberration or not. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he played well, but I don't know if he can continue, so that's why I made it an A-. He's got to continue to, we'll see. But again, this is the kind of deal that they can get out of quickly. It's not the end of the world, so it's not the worst deal out there. But I can see why you would question it because he's been so terrible throughout his career. Defensive tackles. Best deal, Javon Hargraves, who signed with the Eagles, 3 years, $39 million deal. The former 3-4 nose tackle is now with Jim Schwartz and the boys, so we'll see how he does in a 4-3. Worst deal, Cardinals signing former Dolphin Jordan Phillips, who was with the Bills, and he had a really good year last year. Now listen to their explanation why Jordan Phillips was a bad signing by the Cards. Phillips made sure he would get a big payday with a career-high 9.5 sacks in 2019. But going into his age 28, much of that production spike was related to scheme and supporting personnel. The Cardinals will get good returns against the run, but will not get much bang for the buck in the pass rush. We shall see. Jordan Phillips can play whenever the hell he wants. If he wants to play, he can be a good player for the Cardinals. If he doesn't want to play, we've seen what could happen. Edge rushers. Brace yourself, Dolphin fans. Best deal, Falcons signed Dante Fowler to a 3-year, $48 million deal. Had 11.5 sacks last year for the Rams. Worst deal, the Bears. Not us, the Bears. I freaked you out, huh? Signing Robert Quinn to a 5-year, $70 million deal. He had 11.5 sacks last year, but he's entering age 30, and there's a good chance he starts to fade back in a 3-4 after getting overpaid. The Bears will be disappointed in return as an expensive older complement to Khalil Mack. They gave him a D on that one.
That's us, man. We needed offensive linemen. What do? We go out and get Jimmy Graham. And then I saw Ebron went to the Pittsburgh, and it was like $12 million. 6 mil, 2 years.
Yep.
And I'm like, the guy's 26, 27 years old, way more production, and you paid Jimmy Graham $4 million more.
Yeah, I know.
We need offensive linemen. You got a tight end that doesn't even block.
Ebron's had some injuries, and he's also been inconsistent as hell at times, too.
Dropsies, big time. Yeah.
Like Jimmy's not a lazy dude. Like, you're not really – it's just physically what's slowed him down, and he's just not the guy anymore, you know?
Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers the last 3 years, 3 touchdowns. Like, we don't have a quarterback. You think his numbers are going to go up? Give me a break.
Linebackers. Best deal, Raiders. Corey Littleton. Okay, and Nick Kowalski. Las Vegas, 2 big deals transform one of the worst linebacking cores in the league. Littleton's a rangy elite cover man, and Kowalski emerged last season as an active, all-around playmaker. Their games complement each other well on the weak side and middle, respectively. This was a great 2-step plan by Mike Mayock, A grade. Worst deal, Lions signing Jamie Collins to a 3-year, $30 million deal. They gave him a C. Cornerbacks. Best deal out there, Chargers. getting Chris Harris Jr. for 2 years for $20 million. He is 31. Worst deal. Byron Jones for the Dolphins. 5 years, $82.5 million. You want to see what the Sporting News said about it? Jones is a very good and versatile cover man, despite the fact he didn't contribute many big plays in the form of interceptions to the Cowboys. But between back-to-back contracts that reset the corner market with Jones and Howard, the Dolphins now have a ton invested in one position for a defense that still has a lot of holes elsewhere, despite the Van Noy signing. The Dolphins' spending power wasn't wielded nearly as well as they thought as that of the Browns, given Miami is more of a rebuilding team. They got a C for that. I completely disagree with that. I know he doesn't intercept the ball, but he doesn't get burned either. So I'm good with it. I get it. He's not going to have a ton of interceptions. I understand. Is he going to cover the guys? Yes. Well, I'm good. I'm fine. Deflect the ball. Don't let the other guy catch it. So if they're not getting 100 yards on you every week and they're not scoring touchdowns on you every week, then I'm good. I don't need you to come up with 9 interceptions. It would be nice, but if you don't, that's fine. Just don't let people catch the ball. Safeties, a best deal was Von Bell for the Bengals, 3 years, $18 million. They gave him an A. Worst deal was the Texans with Eric Murray, 3 years, $20.5. And they gave him a D. So our Dolphins got a couple of bad notes from Sporting News on their free agent moves, which I disagree with, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? But I wanted to throw it out there because, hey, man, you want to hear other opinions out there, not just yours, not just mine. See what, other people are saying about the Dolphins, So there you go. Best and worst acquisitions in free agency by Sporting News. Now, the other story that's out there, the NFL wants to release its schedule no later than May 9th. And, we've got the pandemic going on. There's a lot of things to be settled. We really don't know when we're going to be able to move forward with any sport whatsoever. The pandemic is the one that's going to make the timeline. We are not going to make that timeline. We're all guessing. We're all hoping. So the NFL right now is hoping that they have the schedule out no later than May 9th. They normally have it right around the draft, but this time it's going to be a little later. I was thinking about this, that if the NFL has their new schedule out and they, remember, we're going to go through a time now in our country where a lot of people are losing jobs. We're all losing money pretty much, most of us, right? I know Bill and I are definitely feeling the pinch big time on all of this. And I don't blame people because, it's a tough time for everybody, for most people outside of a supermarket. There aren't a lot of businesses that are really thriving right now unless you're selling food. But overall, the one thing is, what kind of fan base is the NFL going to get when they come back? What kind of fan base is the NBA going to get? Because people are going to be out of work. They're not going to have money. They're going to use a lot of their savings during this time, or all of their savings. For Christ's sake, I just saw a woman yesterday who took $10,000 out of the bank to have it at her house because she thought maybe, it would be a smart move to have the money. People followed her home and jumped her and took the money away from her. Now she says she's, close to broke. So she basically took her life savings out, and some scumbags eyed her in the bank and followed her all the way home and took the money away. They got really great pictures of them. I hope they catch them. But my point is, there's a lot of people that are about to go through a brutal time now. And they're not going to be the same for a year or two. Seriously. Most people are not going to recover in a couple weeks or a month. There are people that are going to be behind their bills. They're going to be behind on all kinds of things that they've got to pay before they can actually treat themselves to a play, to a football game, to a basketball game, to a concert, whatever.
Yeah, there's no extras, man.
No,
it's making ends meet, and they're not.
Right.
And any frivolous
discretionary income is not going to be there.
Not zero.
It's not going to be there. So the question is, what kind of fan base are you getting when you come back? And do you have to go back to empty stadiums and empty arenas? Which then, by the way, continues to cause more chaos. Because the sports won't be the same. Clearly, if you're doing it with nobody there, that means more people are out of work still. I mean, the Bruins released like 80% of their employees. That's why I was praising Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu that said that they would pay their employees through the pandemic. Meanwhile, there's the Boston Bruins, who have probably more money, bigger fan base. They produce way more money than the Panthers do, and they're releasing their people, which is despicable that billionaires would do that. That's just disgusting. So you have a whole...
Got to protect the profit margin, man.
No, I get all of that, but, you're a billionaire, dude. What's it to you, bro? What's it to you if you lose $1 million because you got to pay your employees? You're a freaking billionaire, man. Do the right thing. My Lord, there's probably a way you can write all this crap off anyways.
People lack conscience, man. How
It's
can
terrible.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
How can you do that and live with yourself?
It's just... I'm on a way smaller scale, and I carry that conscience about, taking care of people. And I'm at the smallest scale possible.
Yes, you do, sir.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't even know how you can even think that. But anyway, I don't know if they're going to be able to have the crowds that they're even expecting. They've got to be thinking about that too. I'm sure there are people that might have plucked down a deposit and now they can't follow through for those tickets this coming season. I'm sure there are people now that are regretting that they spent money on tickets upcoming because they don't have any money now. They might be calling the teams now saying, I need a refund. What are they facing when they come back? Because as much as they want to get the schedule out there, as much as they want to return, what are they returning to? Because the longer that this thing lasts, the more it cripples people for long periods of time. And look, it's really great that the government came through with that stimulus bill. But let's be honest, that $1,500 that you might get or $1,000, that isn't going to go that far. You know that. I know that. That's going to pay for a couple of things. God bless it. Awesome. But you're going to have so many other things that you got to worry about. You know that, and I know that. Okay? People are already falling behind on bills. People are already falling behind on rent and mortgage. They're falling behind on their car payments. They're falling behind on their utility bills. How are they ready to go to stadiums and arenas and pack it?
One thing that they did stipulate in that package was normally unemployment, you're on it, I think, for 26, 29 weeks. They extended it out to 39.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not a percentage. You're getting your full pay. That will help because that will stabilize, put money in people's pockets so they can go spend. The thing about it is, when are they going to get it?
Right.
There's this gap. And I think across the board, banks and all loan, everything's going to have to be, we're going to put it on a hold for 2-3 months so that people could get some money and it could get back into our financial, where it needs to go.
Right.
I mean, bottom line. Because like you said, man, if people don't have money, you may open up your place, but nobody's got money.
Nobody's got money.
Exactly. So
Ian from Brooklyn says, I saw that story about the lady with the 10K. Times like this bring out the best and unfortunately the worst in people. No, I'm with you. That was just terrible, man, to watch that. I felt terrible for her.
You know what's scary?
Now, there's a part of me that's like, why are you taking out $10,000? Really? You don't need $10,000. Banks are open. You know what I mean? You can take out your money. You don't have you want to take out a couple bucks? You want to, have a couple $100 on you? I get it. 10,000, unless you're really, you're into poker or something. Maybe that's what it was. They were going to have a long-distance poker game.
The thing that's scary, that as we go further along in this desperation, people do,
oh, yeah, no.
It's going to get.
I said that
yeah, man.
2 days ago.
You're spot on.
With the Van Gogh painting.
Yeah, man.
That's going to happen. It'll take a couple weeks, but it'll start to get desperate. Because there's a lot of people that aren't going to get any help from the government because they don't file taxes. They weren't working in the first place. They probably didn't have any intentions on working. They're criminals, all that. What was that mayor I saw yesterday on social media? I don't know if you guys caught the mayor, but there was this mayor that came out and literally said, criminals, stay home. Okay? Right now we need you to stay home. When everything settles down, then you can go back out and commit your crimes. I'm like, huh? What? What the hell are you talking about, dude? You're actually talking to criminals and asking them, hey, take a break on crimes right now. When we're done, then you can go back out and break the law. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, man. I saw that, and it was just too funny. All right, where am I at here with this segment, by the way?
Right now on time?
Yeah.
You are at, man, you're good. 28 minutes.
That's
Your
what I thought.
internal clock is like.
I thought it was pretty close to a break. Let me tell you about the show. It is proudly brought to you by Moody's Dental, and they are the implant and Invisalign experts. Got my Invisaligns right here, baby. Go to moodysdental.com. Go see Eric and all the great people. And listen, let me tell you something. Right now, if you got some pain, some tooth pain right now, call them. I mean, you got a cavity and you're in discomfort. You're home all day. You're also going to be in pain. No, call Moody's Dental right now. Let's get you out of pain. 305-821-0231. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. Go to the website. You want to find out more. Maybe when this thing is over, you can plan on your Invisaligns and maybe an implant if you want to fix your teeth. I'm telling you, these Invisaligns this is one of the greatest inventions of all time. And it really doesn't get in your way because you guys see it. I do 3-4 hours of talk every single day. It does not bother me whatsoever. Doesn't bother you to eat. Nothing whatsoever. I'm telling you. Call them. 305-821-0231. Go to the website, moodysdental.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are back. We normally talk to Michelle Kaufmann at 2 o'clock. Today we're doing it a little earlier. We're doing it at 1:30. She is grinding. She is working hard. She's writing all kinds of stories and covering all kinds of stuff for the Miami Herald. You can follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. Good afternoon, Michelle. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Now, let me ask you: when you're covering stories, and when you go, are you going out to the streets? And when you are out on the streets covering certain stories, how are you maintaining your distance in order to do all of this stuff?
Thankfully for me, all the stories that I have done from my home.
Nice.
Believe it or not,
Wow.
It's mainly reaching a lot of people by phone because everybody is cooped up wherever they are. So
Right.
I haven't had to go out and talk to people, but I've had some really compelling stories. Yesterday, I wrote a story about the couple that's stranded out on the cruise ship that actually kind of went viral. It's gotten tens of thousands, of hits and page views, and a lot of other radio stations have tried to reach them through me and whatever. But I was able to reach a couple through Facebook on that was on the Zandam, the Holland America
Oh yes.
cruise ship that was down in. It left March 7th from Buenos Aires, and it was a 14-day cruise that was supposed to go to Santiago, Chile. And there are 311 Americans on that ship. On the 13th of March, they closed all the ports in Argentina and Chile, so nobody would take this boat. So the ship has been out there stranded at sea. They've been out there since the 7th, so, 25 days now. They've been at sea, and nobody would take them. In the meantime, 4 people have died on the ship. A couple others have tested positive already. 189 have flu symptoms. So they brought a second ship, and they moved the people that appeared healthy, which included this couple that I spoke to. It's a Florida couple, and they both are from Miami. They live in Orlando area now, but the woman and the man are both from here. She went to Westminster Christian High School, and he went to Palmetto High School. They're people with local ties, very nice couple. And, they went down there. They said that when they went on March 7th, when they flew down to Argentina on March 4th, they said that there was 1 reported case in the entire country of Argentina and 2 reported cases in Chile. And, the numbers were so tiny, so minuscule at that point. They said it was, in the United States, they felt that they were more in danger because California and Seattle had outbreaks already. But down there in Argentina, the cruise ship goes along the southern tip of South America. So they actually felt that they would be safer there than here. In the meantime, they ended up, stranded on the cruise ship, which is a terrible place to be. They've since been moved to the Rotterdam to a sister ship And but now they were able to get through the Panama Canal. The country of Panama gave them permission to go through, which they were very grateful for, and also let them stop at the port there, and they were able to restock the two ships with food and everything for these poor people, medical supplies and so on. So anyway, they are now sailing toward Fort Lauderdale, toward Port Everglades, but there's, a lot of controversy about whether they're going to be allowed to disembark or not disembark, and all the politicians are involved, from Tallahassee and from Fort Lauderdale, about what to do, because on one hand, you want to be a humanitarian. These are, there are 311 American citizens, and there are 2,400 people total on the two ships. Between all the passengers and all the crew, it's over 1,000 crew and over 1,000 passengers. So it's a lot of people. And they're stranded right now, and they're desperate, and, people are getting sick, and they need to be tended to, and the healthy ones want to get home. So it's a really, really horrible situation.
Michelle, I've been following that story, and I was thinking, why don't we just put them in an Air Force base? Put them some kind of a
that's one
naval
of the
base
options.
or something like that. So that way they can all go somewhere where they can be quarantined, they can be taken care of, all of that, because Broward County obviously does not want them, and they don't want them to go even through their port or anything like that. So is there a naval base or some kind of Air Force base or something that could house them for the time being?
Yeah, that's one of the options. That's one of the options that's being looked at. So in the meantime, these people are out there. They're not allowed to leave their rooms. I mean, this couple that I spoke to had not left their cabin in 5 days.
Ugh.
They had not breathed fresh air in 5 days. They were holed up in a cabin.
Ugh.
They don't have a balcony or anything, so they have no fresh air. And they just spend 24/7 in the room. The food is brought to them on a tray. They leave it at the front door, and then they clean it all off, the covers of the tray, and then they eat the food and put it back out. And, they said it's a pretty desperate situation that they're in. So, those are the kind of stories I've been doing. I've been dealing with, it's very different from sports. I mean, I'm talking to unemployed hotel workers, unemployed airline workers, people stranded on cruise ships. I mean, it's basically every day I'm writing a story of misery. And it's very different from going to Inter-Miami practice and talking to a bunch of well-paid athletes about their upcoming game, So I have to say I really miss those days. I was complaining before that the site up there by where Lockhart was, their stadium and their training facility is over an hour and a half in rush hour traffic from my house in the morning. So I was having to drive about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes to go to the practice to talk to the players for 15 minutes and turn around and come home. But right about now, that looks really good.
Yeah.
I would happily drive an hour and a half right now to go talk to some soccer players about a meaningless soccer game.
I'm with you there. Now, let me ask you something, because I know you don't have a lot of time, so I want to wrap it up with this, because it's a little bit of a complex question. And I want you to tell me if this is feasible and realistic, because if it's not, I don't think we see a season. So the NBA is the same thing, and I've been saying this on my show for 2 weeks now, that if you're going to do any sport now, you're going to have to house everybody. You're going to have to – it's going to be Big Brother meets sports. And you're going to have to house the broadcasters, the trainers, the coaches, the assistant coaches, and all the players. And they cannot have access to the world, to their family, to their friends. By Skype or by phone, yes. But personally, they can't go anywhere. Now the NBA is talking about what the Chinese Basketball League is trying to do, to have those – like centralized places where everybody will live together and play against each other. If they don't do that in the MLS, which I don't know how the hell they can, if they don't do that in the NBA, I don't know how they're going to have seasons, because you cannot have people traveling around from city to city until we abolish this thing. And so I'm just wondering what the hell is in the plans for the MLS, because this thing's going to last a while, and we may get to a point where we can't have sports until we have a vaccine. So how do they handle this? What kind of plans are the MLS talking about? Because travel has to be out of the question.
Yeah, well, at some point, it's going to reach the peak and it's going to start, even in China and even Italy had a flattening in the last couple of days, which Italy and Spain are absolutely the worst right now per million people. They're absolutely in the worst situation right now. But, alas, they really had just started their season. They only played 2 games. They said that they can go through December. If they have to have a shortened season that starts in August and goes through December, I don't even think it makes sense to project on April 1st what's going to be happening in August. We have all of April, all of May, all of June, all of July. That's 4 months. And then August. So I know you have to fill airtime and people have to talk and think of scenarios and hypotheticals and whatever, but I don't really think we have any earthly idea what's going to be happening in August of this year. The planes may be flying in August of this year and September, in which case they can do a shortened season, September, October, November, and December, a 4-month season. So, are they going to play in
northern
April?
cities? No. The northern cities are going to be playing in December. Are you kidding me? There's no way, Michelle.
Well, they could make a schedule so that all the games that are in December are the ones in the southern climate.
Okay.
Have all the ones in Texas, Southern California, Atlanta,
that would make a lot
Miami,
of sense. That would make a lot of sense. Even
Orlando. I don't know. Obviously whatever any league is doing is going to require major restructuring and replanning and shortening of seasons and all those things. I do think that people are going to be desperate once things start to flatten out. People are going to be desperate to get to some level of normalcy in their life. This is going to affect, everybody's mental health as much as anything else. So I think and if they have to have the sports behind closed doors and they just have it on TV for a little bit at the beginning to ease back in, I think it's going to be an easing in. I don't think it's going to be like all of a sudden we're having a game with 50,000 people. No. But at the beginning of whatever season, whatever sport, they can have it be just a TV event. I think the fans would still enjoy to watch their teams play against each other on TV, and they can still talk about it and they can still bet on it. And, the games can still go on and there can be standings and some excitement in the sports world again without fans at the very beginning. And then little by little ease in how many fans are allowed to go or only the season ticket holders or I don't know. I have no idea. It's a huge undertaking to reschedule any of these things, but I don't think that the situation we're in right now is going to be the same 4 months from now. I just don't. I think we basically have had 2 weeks of a quarantine. We've basically been quarantined for 14 days officially, 3 weeks. If you go back to when the MLS and NBA shut down, which was March 11th and 12th. So we're in our 3rd week without having any sports. We're in our 3rd week of shutting down big events, concerts, and all that stuff. So it's only been 3 weeks. It feels like 3 months, but it's only been 3 weeks. So I think with time, every one more week that goes by, one more week, it'll reach a peak number. The number will flatten out. The number will go down. And then we can start easing back into life. I really do. I'm an optimist by nature. I've been through some hard stuff. And I just believe that it's going to be fine. We just have to be patient. It's very hard to be patient because our lives are so disrupted. But I think everything is going to be fine with time.
Follow her on Twitter at Cop Sports. Catch her work there at the Miami Herald. Oh, one more thing before I let you go. Is there a cutoff date for the MLS? Have they told you?
They haven't said anything.
Okay.
They have not said anything about a cutoff date.
Okay.
All they keep saying is that they are very comfortable going through December for their season. They've talked about possibilities of games behind closed doors. Those are the things that they've mentioned to us. They have not said anything about if we don't start by such and such date, because I think they could still do, if they had to do a shortened season. I think everyone would prefer a shortened season to no season. Everyone would prefer if you don't play every team twice, you play them once, whatever, or only the teams near each other play each other, or I don't know. I think people, when the time comes and when the time is right, people would prefer to have some games as opposed to no games.
I agree.
Obviously, this season for every sport is going to have a giant asterisk next to it because none of the records are going to make sense, and none of the, nothing that happens this season is going to be normal. This is going to be a very strange asterisk in our history, unprecedented. The only thing even close was World War II. I mean, they just today, I read that they canceled Wimbledon.
They canceled. I was going to say they canceled your event because you cover that.
Yeah,
all the time.
They canceled Wimbledon for the first time since World War II. So, I mean, this is the equivalent of it's a world crisis, and if sporting events are being canceled, which never happened before. In fact, in the past, sports was the oasis from world problems. So, in the past, when there were world problems going on, whether they be terrorism, racism, violence, whatever different things were going on, sports was kind of the oasis that everybody could go to sports and at least have something good in their life, and it would unite people and all that stuff. And right now, this crisis is such that we can't even have sports, it's a very strange situation to be in if your job is in any way, shape, or form affiliated with sports, which mine is. So I'm sitting here at 55 years old, taking on new beats in the business department of my newspaper, covering things that I have no expertise in, that I don't have sources. I've had to sit and read and learn like I did when I was 22 years old. And I was coming into the business and learning about sports like auto racing that I didn't know anything about, or hockey when I went to work in Detroit at the Free Press. Early in my career, I had to really learn about sports I knew nothing about in order to write authoritatively about it. And now I'm having to learn about the tourism industry.
Right.
I'm getting reports and budgets and, Excel sheets with all kinds of numbers on them. And I have to decipher these numbers to write these stories. And it's, I know that this is I'm not saying this is a hardship in any way, shape, or form. I feel extremely blessed. I'm employed. I have a house. I have my family here. We have plenty of food in the refrigerator. I mean, I am in no way complaining at all. Considering everything, my circumstances are excellent. But from a professional perspective, my job has completely altered in the last 3 weeks, and I am really looking forward to driving an hour and a half to Commercial Boulevard during rush hour and sitting in the express lane when it's not moving. And I will not complain, at least for a while. I will not complain when I'm sitting in the express lane at the Davie Boulevard exit area and all the cars are backed up and I'm trying to get to the soccer practice so I can talk to them about their next game. That's something I'm really looking forward to.
Follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. Catch her work there at the Miami Herald. As always, Michelle, thank you for taking some time. We always appreciate it. You are the best.
All right. Everybody take care. All right.
Be safe.
Bye-bye.
The great Michelle Kaufmann. All right. We love you as always, folks out there, for tuning in. Remember to give us the thumbs up while you're watching. Click subscribe while you're on. Also use the share button and share it with a friend. Send it on a text. Post it on Facebook, on Twitter, so they know we're here every day cranking out and talking sports and life and pop culture and music and all that good stuff, which we're always there for you. Mark Cuban, by the way, was addressing the NBA side of it because I asked Michelle if the MLS would actually get all the teams together in one spot or two spots or something like that, where they would live together, play against each other, have no contact with the world. Chinese basketball wants to do that. So there's talk about the NBA. Mark Cuban addressed about how the NBA will come back and in what form.
All the experts have got to say it'll be absolutely safe. We cannot put anything ahead of the health and safety of our players and staff. That's it. And it's such a moving target, and nobody really has specifics. So, I mean, I haven't had any conversations where anybody's even discussed an actual date at this point.
So that you hear it right from him there. They don't know what the hell is going on. But health has got to be – look what happened to the Chinese Basketball League. They came back too early, And and they've been lying anyways. They lie to their own people, those idiots. Forget about lying to us. Okay? That's what a piece of crap they are in China. That they've been lying about the numbers and they're lying to their own people. No, everything's cool. Go out on the streets, hit the subways. Let's go. Let's rock. Oh, no, wait, it's not. Of course not. That's what we want to avoid. That's what we want to avoid. But can you imagine? See, now, here's the thing about the NBA doing all of this now, that if the NBA does this, you can make it a Big Brother NBA. So you can have two TV shows. You can have the games and the life that they're living in that bubble with each other. You know what I mean? The card games, the interviews, the screwing around, the jokes, watching. Hey, who knows? The frustrations that build. Think about this. Jimmy Butler and, what's his name from New Orleans? It's New Orleans, I think, right? Was it New Orleans? What's his name? I'm forgetting that guard or forward.
Yes.
He got kicked out of the game, and Jimmy Threw him a kiss and all that.
No, it was Indiana.
It is Indiana. It is Indiana. He played for Cleveland, and I know who it is, man. But anyway, can you imagine those two in the same little area? Are you kidding me? Those guys would be going at it. It'd be fun. So you could actually have a reality type TV show with NBA players going on during the day and then basketball at night.
You remember the story once upon a time regarding the Washington Wizards and the crap in the shoe and cutting people's jacket, all that?
Yes.
Can you imagine that
Yes.
going on?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. No doubt. I need to cheat here and find the damn name of the player. And again, thank you all out there. Great support as always. We appreciate all of you out there for tuning in. Remember, we're here every single day, usually right around 11 a.m., okay? So tomorrow we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood. Friday we'll be at Craig's Inn Acura. Next Wednesday we'll be at VSS West Pines. Here it is, Indiana, and it is TJ Warren. There we go. So TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler going at it. That alone right there, that fills a half hour of your show. So that's the only positive that I can see, that the NBA can generate more revenue on that end that they are losing since they've lost with China and now they've lost. How about a double whammy for the NBA? They lost out with China, and then they've got the China, virus going on, and then, hey, listen, Trump's not on the wrong calling it the Chinese virus. They lied about it, right? So let's just keep blaming them. What the hell? I got no problem with that. I can't believe they would lie about, and they weren't even taking into account the people that are symptomatic, but they're positives, but they're not sick. That's what we do in this country. We count the people that are sick, and we count the people that are also asymptomatic, as they say. Why? Because you can be spreading it. It's great if you get it and you show no symptoms, right? That's fantastic. Listen, if you get it, I hope any of us they end up with that damn thing. We have no symptoms. That's fantastic. But sadly, all our DNAs are not the same. So it hits somebody else, and it becomes a problem for them. I mean, young people are now starting to die from this thing. We'll see. Anyway, so Cuban addresses that. Larry David, by the way, also had a message for all of you out there. Did you see Larry David? You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm? One of the funniest shows out there. No, you got to have your mic on. You don't have your mic on. There you go.
Didn't bring his cape from Seinfeld, remember?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right, so Larry David had a message for what should we call it? Well, you know what? He calls it something.
Oh, I'm Larry David. Obviously, somebody put me up to this because it's generally not the kind of thing I do. But I basically want to address the idiots out there, and you know who you are. You're going out. I don't know what you're doing. You're socializing too close. It's not good. You're hurting old people like me. Well, not me. I have nothing to do with you. I'll never see you. But let's say other old people who might be your relatives. Who the hell knows? But the problem is you're passing up a fantastic opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to stay in the house, sit on the couch, and watch TV. I mean, I don't know how you're passing that up. Well,
can't pass it up.
Maybe because you're not that bright. But here it is. Go home, watch TV. That's my advice to you. If you've seen my show, nothing good ever happens going out of the house. You know that. There's just trouble out there. It's not a good place to be. So stay home and don't see anyone, except maybe if there's a plumbing emergency, let the plumber in and then, wipe everything down after he leaves. But that's it. Okay.
Okay. That's it. That's it. All right. Sit your ass at home and don't go out and don't go spreading any corona. All right, damn it. Stay home, you bastards. That's basically what he's telling you.
Keep the corona to yourself.
Yes. Keep that corona to yourself. All right? 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line at 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up while you're watching there. Jon Jones, he apologized. Yes, actually, Jon Jones apologized for being a knucklehead. And, the one thing, look, it's hard to give Jon Bones Jones any credit whatsoever because Bones is really good nickname for him because he is a bonehead. I mean, really, we're talking about an incredibly stupid individual in Jon. Luckily, the good Lord blessed him with incredible talent. So he broke his silence, saying he's disappointed for letting people down. And so he says, while we all work to understand and cope with stress and uncertainties surrounding the current state of our world, I want to express how truly disappointed I am that I've become the source of a negative headline again. He actually put again. Well, maybe his agent put it, his lawyer put it, and he just read it, whatever. John, we got to put again, especially during these trying times. I am disappointed for letting down the people I care about the most. I wait till I'm done with this statement because I got to tell you something that is just completely asinine about all of this. Anyway, he goes, I'm disappointed for letting the people I care about the most, my family, my friends, my fans. This morning, I entered into a plea deal with the Albuquerque DA's office. I accept full responsibility for my actions, and I know that I have some personal work to do, which involves the unhealthy relationship I have with alcohol. Yeah, how about a gun, too? I have dedicated so much time and energy to improve my community, I will not allow this personal setback to hinder my work within the community. What community wants you, bro? Who the hell wants you to represent anything? I don't want your ass around the Boys and Girls Club, okay? I don't want you anywhere near anything. You're not an example of any – you're a perfect example of how not to act, okay? Anyway, it says, I truly appreciate the support I've received from the community of Albuquerque and all the fans around the world. I very much look forward to putting this behind me. Thank you all for your continued love and support. Please take care of yourselves. Now, he entered a plea guilty for driving while intoxicated, right? Now, he also struck a deal with prosecutors in which he agreed to a 1-year supervised probation. The sentence has not yet been approved by a judge, but that's just a matter of time. As part of the deal, Jones will serve 96 hours in community custody program, which is a form of incarceration, but not a traditional jail cell. We're told it's similar to house arrest. He will wear an ankle monitor, which allows authorities to make sure he doesn't leave his residence unless he has permission. Okay, this is a guy that couldn't stay at home as it is. during a pandemic. This moron doesn't have, the ability to say, I got to stay in with my gun and alcohol. Not only did he want to go out on the street, he wanted to go out on the street drunk, twice the legal limit. Oh, and by the way, let's take a gun along for the ride. Yeah, because that makes all the sense in the world. Let's go take a gun along for the ride. What the hell is that? I got to tell you, dude. And here's the problem with Jon Bones Jones. My friend, your apologies mean nothing. They carry no weight. Look, we're all going to screw up in life. You're going to do it. I'm going to do it. No problem. We usually apologize, and then we probably don't do it again. But this moron is constantly getting arrested, is constantly in trouble. And so that's the difference. That's where his words mean nothing. Your apology's a joke because you have no word, bro. You have nothing to stand on. That's your problem, man. You got nothing to stand on. You keep lying to people. You keep breaking the law. You keep doing all of these disgusting acts. And you should be in jail. But the only reason is that you got a lot of money and you're famous, so you're able to constantly avoid long jail time. But that's typical in this country. You're famous and you got money, you're all right. The rest of us, we do this kind of stuff and we're in jail. And we're in jail for a while. All right, let me see before we go to the break here. Zaylee Maxton says, I work at Publix Deli part-time. Management told me I can't wear my face mask. I don't feel safe. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. We got the hoes are raiding us again. Mariah Rohan feelings and Ruth Abel and Serena and all this. All right, so we got the skanks again. The skanks are back. I got to tell you.
Well, they took what was it, Thursday? Thursday they hit a Toyota.
Last week?
So it's, 7 days. Time to chime in.
Yeah. All right, so there you go.
On the prowl.
Yes.
We do know one thing. They do know how to cut, copy, paste, right?
Yeah. They
recycling.
Yes, they definitely know how to do that. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We are going to tell you a little bit about VSS West Pines. We love talking about VSS West Pines, Jose, and all the great guys out there. Listen, they have got what's it called? A drive-up service now. You can call 954-613-3367. There's a lot of stress going on right now. There's a lot of pressure. Maybe you're cooped up with your wife or girlfriend or your mother, your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, and they're driving you crazy. And you need to relieve that stress. Well, go to VSS West Pines because they've got CBD products in all styles: flower, tinctures, edibles, women's face masks, CBD topicals. I'm telling you. And they are stress relievers. They are anxiety relievers. Also, what's it called? When you talk about pain, you need to control your pain. CBD is great for pain. And also, the pets. If the pets get a little crazy, thunder, fireworks, whatever it is, or they just need to relax a little bit, CBD can help them. Call them. Okay, again, 954-613-3367. They're at 12397 Pembroke Road. You can call them, place your order, and then pick it up right there. You pull up, and they walk out, and they give it to you. Drive-up service, baby, at VSS West Pines. Go to the website, vsswestpines.com.
Tech title, it includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty. We are back. We promised you. I think this might be like hour 4 already, right? And we're starting? Is that what this is already? Close to it?
This would be the back end of the 3rd hour. But, yeah, you've done 3. We're cruising into 4, but your nonstop just go is blown our normal schedule away.
I'd be remiss if I did not mention this, as we've got the hose constantly chiming in. You guys gotta teach me how to block the hose out. Anyway, today would have been Sean Taylor's 37th birthday. So, happy birthday to Sean Taylor. I know he is no longer with us, but figured I'd mention that Sean Taylor would have been 37 today. Obviously, lost him way too early, and somebody that, could have done a lot more in life, unfortunately. It really sucks. I got to tell you. Let's see. What else do we have here? J.J. Reddick was on ESPN. And he was talking about what's going on in the season, and he was pretty honest about the state of basketball, where they're at, and how they got to deal with it right now.
Well, we're in sort of an unprecedented situation right now, so your normal choices are sort of off the table, and we really have to explore everything in order to finish this season. The idea of 30 teams flying to 28 different markets to finish the season just seems entirely unrealistic at this point. And so I know this idea of these sort of bubble cities is being floated. as a player, I just want to finish the season, whatever form or shape that is. We don't expect to play in front of fans or anything like that, but we do want to finish this season and play as many games as possible.
Now, you here and there talk about, the travel is out. You got 30 teams to 28 different cities, and he's right. And it's good that he's well aware of that, because that means players are obviously talking about this. I don't know if they're going to be able to build little NBA cities and have everybody housed in one place. And I just have a hard time believing that we're going to be able to control all these players and they're going to stay in one. I mean, they would have to, because the way you would have to do this is you would have to control the entire environment, right? And after you control that environment, you then have to police it. Think about this. If somebody actually breaks out, not that it's a jail or anything, but they want to go out, well, then that's when you tell them, hey, you can't come back. You're done. And you waive your salary or whatever it is. Because you can't – see, the other players are going to have to police that. Because if somebody leaves, they now put everybody else at risk. You know what I mean? And that becomes a major problem, obviously. So it just, to me, listening to J.J. Reddick talk about this, and one of the things that we've been talking about on this show, you really cannot get sports going until you have a complete grasp of this. Because if not, it's going to be set back. And that's why the people that think there might not be a basketball season, they might be right. They'd be lucky just to get the playoffs in. Because they, like JJ, and we're about to, I'll play the next cut where he talks about his team and the position that they're in.
Well, I think comfort level, a lot of that has to do with playing in an empty arena. I think that's just realistic right now. And everybody that I've talked to, everybody wants to finish the season. For us, I've talked to a bunch of my teammates on the Pelicans. We want to have some sort of regular season that gives us a chance to get the 8th seed and make the playoffs. Our worst case scenario for an NBA season is that we jump right into the playoffs and we don't get a chance to get that 8th seed.
There you go. And so it's selfish because it's kind of like the Panthers for us locally. The Panthers are on the outside looking in. They're one of the teams hoping that they can finish the regular season so they have a shot to try to get into the playoffs. That's what the Pelicans want to do. JJ personally has a streak that he's made the playoffs every year of his career. So he wants to do that selfishly. And I think more than anything, JJ looks like a really good guy that he's not thinking about that stupid record. I think he's more in that he wants his young guys to get that experience this coming year into the playoffs. But again, they're hoping they can finish the regular season to get to the playoffs. Time is ticking that they may not have that luxury. And you also have to be careful if you're basketball and you're hockey that you will ruin or go into next season and then delay the second season. And here's the other thing, that how many injuries are we going to see? These guys are all lounging at home. I don't care what kind of exercise they're trying to do at home. They're not going to be in basketball, hockey shape or anything like that. There's going to be some injuries too, because they're going to need a couple weeks of training camp or something to get going. This is dangerous on all avenues, not just that we have to deal with the virus itself. For them, it's dangerous because you're now finishing a season later than you normally would. And if you have a serious injury, it will take you out for the upcoming season, guaranteed. So now you've hurt yourself in 2 seasons. Very, very, very dangerous what they're doing.
Logistically, it's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Because like we pointed out yesterday, if you were to, per se, take over an abandoned Army base, right, and start converting it, why aren't you doing something about creating hospital beds?
Right.
You're over here doing, you know what I mean? There's no good way of doing this. and it not rubbing people the wrong way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
You know who's ready to jump in?
Who?
Your friends at Halliburton. They're ready to do it.
Halliburton, huh?
Them and the Army Corps of Engineers, man. They, like, blink of an eye. Oh, man, it's a city. Like, was that Legoland City? Holy crap.
Love it. I love it. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which I think it might be the better way to reach us right now instead of the chat board because the hoes have clogged up the chat
hoes
board.
have inundated the text line again.
Yeah, no, they didn't do it too bad last time, but this time they're like
they're out. They got mad that you shut them out last.
Yeah,
time.
they are posting. I mean, left and right. There's a whole bunch of female bots that are inside that whole thing because those aren't real women there. It's just fake stuff, fake bots that are going on. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. If you want to get in, it's really simple. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322. No break. Let's talk a little music because we haven't gotten a lot of music in. Slayer guitarist Gary Holt, by the way, has recovered from the coronavirus. So good for Gary Holt, who was able to make it through the coronavirus. He's now recording. He goes, so I finally received my test results back, and positive it was. Holt said on Instagram, my wife Lisa came back negative, and it's been long enough since my symptoms that I'm officially in the clear to do only things I'm allowed, like buy my own groceries. I feel great, made it through a tougher moment. My health feels 100% normal thanks to everyone who had wished us well. Now it's time to start working on some new Exodus riffs while I'm basically stuck in my house. So good that Gary Holt has recovered as we see more and more people that are pretty famous are ending up on ending up with corona.
You know where I hope he's scheduled to go?
Where?
To a lab, man. Donate some blood. Let's figure out what you got. You got the antibodies, man.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. I mean, that's that's what they say. That's how they're going to be able to attack it. Is with other people's antibodies. So that's kind of what it is. Now, you know that we're all home, and since we're all in our homes, we are downloading like crazy, right? We are YouTubing, like some of you right now are watching us on YouTube, and then some people are on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher and all that stuff. Well, guess what? You won't be able to stream as much as you normally stream. Why? Music streaming platforms will be limiting the amount of music you can listen to in a 24-hour period. And it's all to just one album. Such intense measures are due to take an effect at midnight tonight in a bid to save on bandwidth, following the sudden increase in demand with the planet in self-isolation. Such extreme actions from music streaming services follows on recent significant steps made by YouTube, Netflix, reducing the quality of video to counteract the dramatic surge on online activity. Users of Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, and more will need to submit their requested album in writing ahead of time. Streaming services will be sending details of these radical measures to customers throughout the day. Professor April Fool, F-U-H-L, yeah. Anyway, from the Global Institution of Media Platform says, this is the one thing that we didn't want to happen. Since the planet has been ineffectively locked down, we have seen an unprecedented usage of music streaming across the world. Every single artist, with the exception of trap, has had a spike in popularity since mid-March. And we simply cannot keep listening to music at this level. As such, in a joint venture between all major streaming services, we will be limiting users to one album per day. You will need to submit your choice of music at least 12 hours ahead of time so we can allocate resources securely. How about that, dude? That is crazy. That's how much people are streaming that they've got to now limit it. You get one album per day, and you've got to put it in writing. You know what? It's funny because last night I got a couple CDs in the mail over the last week. I got last week Morrissey's new album. I got In This Moment's new album. And yesterday I got Pearl Jam Gigaton. So I had not put any of them into my iPod or my Apple Music. And I was able to do that last night because I really wanted to hear the In This Moment and Pearl Jam. Really, I'm looking forward to listening to Morrissey too. But I was really looking forward to those two other ones. And so that's the one thing that I will say. I'm lucky that I'm the geek that still buys the albums. So whatever I want to listen to is my own. So I'm not requesting to download it at the moment. So that's where I kind of at least have a little bit of an escape from all of that. All right. I am seeing now on TV here that Jadeveon Clowney has now lowered his price to $17 or $18 million, down from 20. Interesting. Now, you remember Jadeveon Clowney, the Dolphins actually inquired with Jadeveon. Jadeveon turned them down. They offered $17 million, which is what they were asking for. And so now, let me see, because what's it called? They're going to, here on ESPN, they're commenting on Jadeveon Clowney. Jeff Darlington is going to talk a little bit about that because I know that they're talking about Jameis Winston unsigned, but they're getting into Clowney. Let's listen to this. All right, do we have it there? Oh, you can't get it right from there? No. All right, so we can't. So all right, so anyway, so Clowney apparently seeking 17 to 18 million now. And remember, that's what the Dolphins offered. But he wanted more. And so he turned down Miami. I wonder if that conversation happens again with Miami. Does Miami go, Jadeveon, yeah, we things have changed a little bit. We signed a couple players. We can offer you 15 right now. Sorry, we had 17 for you, but we got to now scale it back now. We got 15 now available for you. It is a cap, man. We got to spread the love. So we're sorry that we don't have that money for you. That kind of stuff, right?
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
This reminds me of the situation the Bette Midler was in Ruthless People. Danny DeVito.
No, I remember the movie. I don't remember
and she's
what you're talking
being downgraded in cost,
Right.
You don't remember? He's there holding her hostage, and your bargain basement now, because her husband Danny DeVito didn't want to pay up.
Right.
And it we're down to where were you at? $5 million, whatever. And it's we're down to asking $10,000. She's like, I'm bargain rack. I'm bargain basement.
Basically.
And yeah, there's Mr. Clowney being a clown.
Yep.
17, I want more.
Yeah. Mark McIntyre goes, simply put, CDs in the player. No, Mark, it's not that simple, brother. Of course I can do that, right? But when I update it on my iTunes, then it goes to my phone because then I have my iTunes library in my phone. So I have the new Gigaton album in my phone. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I want. So I can listen to it on my phone. I can listen to it in my car. I can listen to it in the bathroom, because I can Bluetooth it all. So it's not just putting it in the iPod because I still have an iPod. Yes, those kind of things, and it's not just putting the CD in the player. I have that. I have one here. I got a CD DVD right there. Actually,
no, but bro,
that's an all-region DVD too.
The problem you have, is you go to the library, and when you're looking at 5,000, 6,000 of them, literally, this is not an exaggeration. How the hell do you pick one?
Oh, I mean,
because you go to this one, but the one right next door,
right? Yeah,
and the one the one up on the shelf on top, and the one below. It's like, dude, wow.
Josh is asking me, hey, where did you find the hose? Man, you know what, bro? It's it's one of those things that I'm a magnet for hose. Just the hose follow me. The hose love O. I just want you to know the hose love O. Okay. Let's see.
Are we going to start calling them O-hos? These are the O-hos.
Yeah, the O-hos. Nico goes, Toyota just reported 37% decrease in car sales in March. Expect the same thing in April. Incentives will be huge. Yeah, that's why them and everybody else is offering incentives. And, of course, it's going to be down. Car sales are going to be – all sales except for food is down. Nobody's selling anything right now. Hell, there's some places, forget 37%, some places are zero. Okay? The fact that they're selling that many cars still is pretty amazing. All right? I think because a lot of people still have a lot of time on their hands right now, and they're like, hey, man, I don't have time to go to the car dealership because it takes several hours to buy a car. And so, okay, I could go there now and just get it done. You know that Craig's in Acura is also offering like an online service. Like if you decide that you want that car, you can do all the paperwork online, and they can actually drive the car to your house. That's pretty cool. So that way you don't have to deal with anybody, risk anything, and you get the car driven to your house. That'd be pretty cool. Mark McIntyre says, I'm old. You're ahead of me. Yeah, but that's what you do. You update it on your iTunes, and then it updates it with everything else. And so on my phone, I have all the music. It's a beautiful thing. I love that. That is a thing. Now, one more thing I want to mention in music, because I've watched it already several times. And look, I get it if you can't get too many people in the studios and all that stuff to finish your songs. But if you do have your album finished, okay, can artists please take out their new albums? Because some of them are saying, oh, we're not taking it out because of the coronavirus and we're going to wait and all that. No, man, if your album's finished, come on. People, they have time on their hands. Like today, one of the things I'm going to do today is kick back, relax a little bit, and listen to the Pearl Jam album a couple of times. In a perfect world, I would love to just get in the car and cruise. But that's just not something that I really want to do right now, you know what I mean? If I go out, I have to go out because, like yesterday, I did not go out from the house at all yesterday. It's pretty awesome. Day before, I went out one time to just get food and came back. That's it. Yesterday, I did not leave at all. That's amazing. I mean, the only time I leave throughout the week basically is maybe for food a couple times, and then tomorrow we're going to go to Craig. Tomorrow we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood, and then Friday Craig's in Acura. That's it.
Couple field trips.
Yeah, that's it. A couple field. And the good thing is we're like away from everybody. We're basic. It's kind of like a remote, but we're not around people at all. It's just you and me. That's it. I mean, some listeners have come by to say hi, but they actually keep their distance, too.
Yeah, everybody's been pretty good about that.
That's been pretty good, too, by the way. Those of you that have come by to say hi at Toyota of Hollywood or at Craig's Inn the last couple of weeks, kudos to you, because you've kept the conversation going and you've kept a distance. And that's really decent of you and for us, obviously, because that's what we're here to do, man. We got to treat each other like we're sick. That's it, unfortunately. You know, a lot of us that have been kind of trapped up for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're probably safe already. But how do we stay safe? By staying away from people. I mean, that increases our chances of staying healthy. What a beautiful thing, isn't it? All right, 7-8.
Yesterday, hold on.
Yes.
Yesterday they were saying exactly what you're talking about. The only way that we get the level off and get the curve to start to go down is for us to do what we're supposed to, get away from everybody.
Hermit crabs.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's the only way we're gonna get a grasp on this, man.
Yeah. Yep. And remember, for those of you watching, don't forget to give us the thumbs up while you're watching. Don't forget to grab the share button and share with others out there. All right? So share and tell them, hey, you got sports talk here every single day. We'll keep you straightened out and keep you updated on everything going on in the world of sports.
Try to excommunicate the O-hosts.
Yes, exactly. I think I blocked them off. I think I eliminated them from the board. So if they post something, nobody sees it anymore. That's what I think I did to them because they're not there anymore. It's only you guys now and ladies out there that are not hoes posting stuff, and we appreciate you as always.
So they're incognito, invisible.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So there you go. All right, good stuff. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. And when we come back on the other side, I do want to talk about one more thing before we wrap it up. Something funny that we got to laugh at. A team that we all love laughing at in the Dolphin Nation. We'll do that next.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Romar says that I'm cack blocking us. That's what he says. That was good, Bromar. I like that. Anyway, welcome back. Final segment here of the show. Remember, you can always reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. Our incredible sponsors, Nunez Law, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program as we take you here to the final segment here. We got a couple things. And you know about, Tiger Joe and all that, and he's in jail. There's also Doc Antle. Doc Antle's the one with all the women and all that stuff. So Odell Beckham, right? If you go on Twitter and you search Tiger King, you'll see how popular it is, right? Well, many have given glowing reviews of the popular Netflix piece, right? The general American public aren't the only ones that are in love with the popular Netflix documentary. Athletes, by the way, have found their way to watching it as well. Now, when you watch the documentary for a second, if you've gotten any close, you'll see one of the stars of the documentary, which is Doc Antle. Well, Odell Beckham Jr., he even threw around a football with a freaking chimp, and you'll see it there. And if you go to blacksportsonline.com, you will see the story of Odell Beckham, and I guess it's a friend of his, or I don't know if it's another athlete or just a hanger-on, because I don't recognize the guy. But if you see the video, you'll see a lion, you'll see a chimp, you'll see Odell Beckham actually playing with the chimp. Okay, so let me see if I can actually get it going here for you guys, and you can watch it. Hey, you're watching it?
That angle was good.
Okay.
Stay right there.
There you go. And you'll see Doc Antle in the background. I don't know who his buddy is. He's got a Miami shirt on, but he I got to tell you, he was rolling around in the dirt and everything with the animals. Now, hey, listen, I got to admit, as an animal lover, it'd be pretty cool to, have a cat. It's just, how can you trust it? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So PETA caught wind of the video with Odell and his buddy and Doc Antle in it, and it said, they put out a statement. It said, these sensitive and much abused animals belong with their families in nature, not pimped out as props by shameless roadside zoos. We're sure that Odell Beckham Jr. had no idea that the sleazy safari park where this young chimpanzee is kept has a lengthy record of violating federal laws and uses great apes and big cat cubs in cheap publicity stunts like this. These encounters are incredibly dangerous, and PETA urges everyone, including Beckham, who certainly doesn't want another injury, to steer clear of cruel facilities that exploit animals. There you go. So this one went viral, and Odell is hearing it from PETA. Look out. Look out, buddy. You don't want to get the PETA people on your bad side. All right? So Odell Beckham playing with a tiger. You ever played with a tiger?
I have to tell you, back in the day, down in the Grove, okay?
Yeah.
Guy had his pickup truck, and he had a panther.
Oh, okay.
Declawed and defanged, but we went over there, we're hanging out, we're petting it, this, that, and all of a sudden, she grabbed my arm with both her paws, and, her paws were monstrous.
Right, and strong.
And just, yeah, and, he's like, don't move, and I'm like, what the, everything's been cool for 20 minutes. What the hell happened here? And he's like, she's kind of in heat. Are you wearing? I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing cologne. There you go, bada bing. And I'll tell you what, bro, if she would have had claws,
Oh, you're done.
my arm would be, I wouldn't have my arm.
Right, done. Yeah, of course.
And just, man, powerful.
The U.S. Embassy in the Democratic Republic of Congo is working on a special commercial flight to Washington, D.C. in the next 10 days. If you're interested, okay, this is, I guess, the travel department thing just in case Americans are stuck there. Because we got Americans stuck all over the world. That's the problem. So every time I see some kind of breaking news or alert, I try to bring it to you guys while we're doing all this stuff. Chuck D, by the way, called it psych. Yeah, you remember when Chuck D apparently fired Flavor Flav? So apparently that was all just like a publicity stunt. Yeah. Chuck D sat down with Talib Kweli of the People's Party to talk about the messy fiasco which stemmed from Flavor's reps issuing a cease and desist letter to Bernie Sanders' campaign following news that Chuck would perform at the rally. Flavor don't know the difference between Bernie Sanders and Barry Sanders or Colonel Sanders, he joked, before adding, we already talked about this beforehand. Public enemy went up. His lawyers sent a cease and desist. I'm like, good, move on. Then publicly, I'm like, man, you don't sue me again. He ain't suing me again, but I can't say it. I'm not saying it's a hoax. I'm saying the original intention was to get your attention, Chuck D concluded. So I guess it was a publicity stunt. And then Kweli noted that Flavor said he can be fired. Chuck agreed. He says he can't. He's a partner. So he went on to reveal that the non-feuding duo, on the contrary, have music in the works. The upcoming album lead single, Food as a Machine Gun, is arriving April 1st, which is today. It has the chance to probably be the most significant hip-hop record of our time, Chuck proclaimed. So there you go. So all that talk about Chuck D firing Flavor Flav, that was all a publicity stunt just to bring some attention, which they did. And now they bring the attention so then you can hear that they have a new single coming out today. And obviously he feels pretty good about the single because he thinks it's going to be a hit. Now, something funny happened in the sports world. And you know that if you get a autograph of somebody, right, that is something that you cherish, right? I've got a Marino signed helmet, right? But I saw Marino sign it himself. You know what I mean? I've got gloves signed by Sugar Ray Leonard. And they're right behind you, bro. Anyway, so he walks into the studio every day.
My left shoulder.
And they're like right behind him.
So conveniently.
It's like
if it was a cat, it could reach out and rip me to shreds.
Yes, exactly. If it had claws, you'd also lose the other arm. So anyway, so I got that when I was doing play-by-play boxing back in the day in Miami Beach. And Sugar was coming in to scout some of the young Cuban guys that defected. This was like 25, 30 years ago. Long time ago. I'm old. And so he came in, and I knew he was coming, so I bought a pair of Everlast gloves. And I had them under my table, and I said, all right, if he comes, we're going to put him on the table. He can do the color, and I'll do the play-by-play. And that was the other treat. I did play-by-play, and my color guy was Sugar Ray Leonard, which is really, really cool, by the way. And then when we were done, I said, hey, Sugar, can you do me a favor? Whipped out the Sharpie, and boom, boom, boom. And that's my favorite boxer of all. It was really, really cool. And a few weeks back, I came out in my Leonard Lalonde shirt, a T-shirt from Vegas, from that fight back in the 80s. 1988, I believe it was, or 89. I think it was 88. Anyway, so an autograph is something that you cherish, right? And I'm not one that likes to buy autographs. I've never done that. If I have an autograph, it's because I physically got that autograph myself. Okay? Outside of that, it's really hard for me to trust. So it's it's just something that for me is a little bit more special when I'm the one that got the autograph. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something different. But anyway, so Vince Carter was on social media. And I don't know how many of you guys out there ever watched the show called The Starters. And it's got a bunch of young guys that they talk a lot of NBA. They do a really good job, and they joke around a lot, and they pick on each other and have fun with each other and all that stuff. They joke around. And it's really, they do a nice job, those four guys. I really enjoy them talking basketball and all that. And they're really, total hoops junkies, right? And a couple of the guys, Tass and the skinny guy. He and Tass are the lead guys. Oh damn it, I'm forgetting his name now. Hate that I'm forgetting his name, but they're both like huge Raptors fans. They're Canadians. They live in Toronto. They're huge Raptors fans, and they even talk a lot about the Vince Carter days and all that on the show. So, Tass Mellis, who's one of the hosts, shared a photo of a signed program that he has by Vince Carter. Okay? Now, the $125 autograph program that Mellis bought, he has been very proud of it, and he showed it off, right? And so he tweeted it out. He put out the program, Raptors Tonight, and it's got the signature. So Vince Carter sees that on social media. And there's a good chance that Vince Carter probably follows him, since most of the NBA follows these guys, since they're like hardcore NBA guys. And Vince Carter tweets back to him. He sees the picture and he says, "Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's not my signature. That's Alvin Williams' autograph." Okay? So here's the picture of the magazine, the program signed. And then you see on top of it is Vince Carter retweeting and telling Tass Mellis, "Yo, dude, that's not my signature. That's Alvin Williams." By the way, nice job by Vince Carter to recognize Alvin Williams' signature. I see the W, so that's probably how I don't know how many W's he had on his team with a last name with W, so he probably, he did the math and he figured it out. But Tass Mellis then tweets back, he goes, "No wonder I was the only bidder." There you go. So he tweets that back. Some of you that aren't watching, you're listening, you kind of are at a disadvantage if you're not on YouTube, because you're not able to see some of the things I'm talking about, because I actually can physically show it to you, because the good thing is we have a camera. But I love how Tass was able to joke around. He paid $125 for a program signed by Alvin Williams, dude. I'd rather have it signed by Alvin the Chipmunk than Alvin Williams. Seriously. I mean, Alvin the Chipmunk, I might be able to rip off a kid for a couple bucks for it. No, it's really Alvin the Chipmunk. Oh, it's my favorite cartoon. And there you go. You got the kid. Hook, line, and sinker. Who's going to buy an Alvin Williams, program from you? I mean, they must actually be part of the Alvin Williams family. I don't know. Who else is going to buy it? So, and now he knows he spent $125 on a silent auction for that. Now, do you go back and tell these people, "Hey, I spent $125. You told me this is Vince Carter's autograph," and it's not? And by the way, it's kind of bent up on the top and all that. Thank God it's not Vince Carter. You haven't even kept it in good shape. You should frame that thing. That's what you got to do. I got my gloves framed. I got my Merino helmet framed. You got to take care of that kind of stuff, man. $125 for an Alvin Williams freaking game program. Are you kidding me? They have to pay you $125 to take it. Nobody wants the program. Nobody wants the program signed by Alvin Williams. They're going to have to pay you to take it. That's how bad that is. I wonder, does he keep it? Does he throw it away? How pissed is he? Tass has got to be pissed. I mean, that is funny, dude.
Well, whatever place is not reputable and you get your money back.
Yeah, well, that's what I just said. I said, do you go get your money back now? You know? What do you do?
You'd have to, right? I mean, you can't let it
should.
lie.
Well, you should. You know? You should. I would hope that you go after his ass. They deserve to go after him. I mean, you ripped somebody off basically by doing that, is what you did. Oh, one more on the music side. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, formerly Nirvana, is inspired by everything that's gone on with the coronavirus, and he wants to help out the community. He wants to help out society. So Dave Grohl is on a journey that I tell you, a lot of people aren't willing to take. But he is tired of the crap. So, with stores worldwide suffering from shortages of paper goods as individuals hoard them in fear of the apocalypse, Foo Fighter frontman Dave Grohl has decided to do his part. He's announcing that he intends to deliver toilet paper to every single American household. That's right. Dave Grohl wants to make sure your ass is clean. The news came on the heels of the band rescheduling their April-May van tour this October. According to Dave, the band has already paid non-refundable deposits on the van in question, and since they were stuck with the vehicle, only one sensible recourse came to mind. I figured that as long as we got old Doris here, we'd use her. So slapping the side of the van in question at a press conference held at a Wawa off Main Street in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, the singer then yanked open the side door of the van, dramatically revealing that its back compartment was filled to the ceiling with rolls of toilet paper. He goes, check it out. Pausing for a moment. I'm going to play Quarantine Santa Claus. I figure me, Taylor Hawkins, Jack Black can pile up in the front and help America out. Taylor's on navigation. Jack's packing bowls. I love it. So is everybody else going to get high? It just seems like a bummer that some people are going to go through all this without a cushy ass, you know? So Dave, with a shake of his head before lightly kicking the back tires of the van, look at that now. It needs air. When contacted about the involvement in the campaign, representatives of Jack Black said that this was the first they've heard about Dave's plans, but that Jack had told them that he'd be mega down if Dave would shoot him a text when he's about 15 minutes out from the house, that Jack has time enough to toss on some corduroys and get out there to hang a 10 and pass out the toilet paper. So there you go. How about that? Dave Grohl passing toilet paper so we don't have dirty asses out in the world. Okay? Dave Grohl is looking out for you. How many people right now don't have toilet paper in their house? Because it's out there. You can find it. I tell you, my wife and I, we were ahead of this because I talked about it on the show several weeks ago when we loaded up. When we were loading up and all, I remember we were talking about, for like a month ago, I was telling you guys, no, we're going out today to go get a whole bunch of water and a whole this and all that. And I got my masks and all that. And to see the people now scrambling, it's tough, man. It's tough.
The first time I heard about it was watching Politically Incorrect. What's his name? Bill Maher.
Oh, Bill
HBO.
Maher. Yes.
Friday night. Yeah, and he mentioned what's going on? Where are toilet paper and paper towels?
I understood water and some of the, food items, but toilet paper, that was one thing that blew me away. I was just like, wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and all the doctors were confused because they were like, Corona has nothing to do with that end.
Right.
At all.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Mike Monaco says, ZZ Top, my friend was like, you imbecile hat is ZZ Top. He laughed at me and signed something. Huh? Mike Monaco, I have no idea. Dude, you might have been smoking way too much weed by now. I mean, is that what it is? It's 2:53. You got a lot of weed in your system? Is that what's going on?
This is the part where you go, wee.
Yes. 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 I'm with you, bro. God bless. Before I go.
Wait for 420, brother.
Before I go, speaking of a 420 moment, the New York Jets, the team we all love to make fun of, the coach we love to make fun of even more, and that's, of course, Adam Gase. We can't see Adam Gase fail enough, right? I mean, listen, it's fun for us to watch the Jets fail. It's fun to watch them be losers on a consistent basis. But it just gets so much better when Adam Gase is also suffering in the process. So yesterday, they signed David Fales forward fast to a 1-year deal worth $2 million. There you go. So, Jet fans, if Sam Darnold doesn't work out, you still have David Fales forward fast. I mean, that guy's consistent. He signs only the people he knows pretty much. And David Fales is the guy you're going to sign. You couldn't find a better backup? David Fales forward fast. I love that. That is just absolutely awesome. Be fun watching Sam Darnold throw 400 interceptions again this year. And the good thing will be watching the Dolphin corners. Okay? Even Byron Jones, who doesn't intercept the ball much, I can guarantee you he's going to have at least one interception in one of those 2 Jet games. Okay? Byron Jones doesn't intercept a lot. He'll deflect a lot of passes. You won't catch a lot of passes on him, but he's not going to intercept a lot. Well, he's going to intercept the ball from Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold is one of those guys that's always in a giving mood. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in a giving mood once again when he takes on the Dolphins because that's his thing. All right, Bill, great work by you, sir. As always, we thank Michelle Kaufmann for joining us on the program. We did just a little under 4 hours today of talk. Plenty of things to talk about. We will see you tomorrow. We'll be at Toyota of Hollywood starting off at 11 a.m. You guys be good out there. Be safe. Much love as always. Take it easy.
Till tomorrow.